Hello everybody, I'm Sean Stokes, this is Rich, and we're going to be doing Legacy FNM.
We've got Jason on the right playing Eldrazi. And we've got Steven on the left playing Grixis. I'm trying to find where the names are.
I can do it.
You got it? Okay.
I'm good at this.
There you are. So this is going to be very interesting. I feel a lot like this is favored for Eldrazi.
I want to say Eldrazi.
Yeah, especially with the, I mean, if you can go Chalice on turn one, that really shuts off.
They dodge a lot of the kill spells too.
Yeah. Like
who's Grixis player's
Fatal
name?
Push Steven with a V.
Steven, no enter. And Matt. Jason. That was close.
Matt Jason.
Hey Carter.
How are you doing?
I think that's spelled right. Okay, I'm gonna try to activate the back cam. We've been having a little bit of...
It's loud on the couch. Hey, there we are. Hopefully this doesn't drop our frame rates too bad.
Yeah, if it drops our frames...
a little bit of problems today.
Yeah, a lot.
Oh, you have them flipped, I think.
The left and the right?
Yeah, that's Steven on the...
Well, we're doing the dragon.
Cool. So, yeah, I definitely feel like Eldrazi is favored in this matchup a lot, in the sense that, like, Chalice of the Void, like we were saying, Chalice of the Void on one, shuts down Brainstorm, Bolts, Ponders, Deathrite Shamans. If they're playing, yeah, I think he's playing the Deathrite Shaman version.
Looks like Jason's already down to 6 cards. Is that true?
Looks like it. He's got the...
Yeah, he's scrying.
Yeah,
he's down to 6.
He's down to 6.
So he has a Gorilla Shaman,
Steven does
a
have
City.
2 Force of Wills and a Brainstorm to start, which is pretty good. And he is playing the Deathrites, too, and the Young Pyromancers. But even then, like you were saying, he dodges a lot of the removal, too, because, like, Reality Smasher costs 5 mana. It doesn't get hit with Fatal Push, doesn't die to Bolt.
He also dodges...
Thought Knot Seer is really good in this matchup, too.
It runs Cavern of Souls.
And it runs Cavern, right. So a lot of the Eldrazi's are going to be, you know, not only big and cheap, they're also going to be uncounterable at some point. So
I'll look around for Maverick if we get the opportunity.
If somebody's got the snake, yeah, that'd be really cool to see that on camera, especially with it being released today. I just got my promo. I'm pretty excited to play him in EDH and stuff. But
Sneaky snake.
It's a snake. Have you seen the badger?
Yeah, everyone has.
Mushroom.
Okay.
You say that, yeah. I mean, surprisingly, a lot of people have it. Oh man.
So no turn 1 play for Jason, but then we see
he is gonna have a turn 2 Thought Knot Seer though. Isn't that an Eldrazi temple right there? So yeah, he can, if he has the Cavern, he can make, you know what I mean. He also has City of Traders, which I mean I don't know if it's worth jamming a City of Traders to get the Reality Smasher. I almost feel like it's worth maybe burning the. Oh, that's an eye. Never mind, doesn't even matter anyway.
So no, I think this is gonna get Force of Willed.
Yeah, I can't imagine that you'd let that go. Even though realistically, I guess he would probably end up taking like a Forcible or something anyway, maybe. But having a 4/4 Thought Knot on the battlefield is pretty relevant.
I think this is the way that the Grixis player wants the match to go. He gets a quick Young Pyromancer in case he needs a chump block. It's a quick clock, and then he can just Force of Will Jason out of the game because he hasn't seen any of his
possible, and a Wasteland here too, with a little bit of a frame rate drop there.
Sometimes you can give it a little restart there and it fixes it.
I like how his elementals have top hats. They're
Whoa,
fancy. Did somebody knock it over?
No, it's just
being weird.
Bad. I'm gonna try to disable our back cam. Maybe that'll fix our frames a little bit.
I definitely feel really old, and I know what Badger is. It's like Trogdor. For those of you at home who know what Trogdor are, you know.
We're gonna try to lose even more resolution.
Drop the resolution a little bit.
Okay.
There it goes. That's working just fine now. It's working fine now.
But it's like square.
Is this a Collective Brutality right here? Is that what he cast? No, what did he cast?
Looked like he tore apart his hand.
With something though, but we didn't see what it was.
And it's not in his graveyard either. right?
It's possibly got exiled. It could have been a Cabal Therapy, and then he sacked the token.
Oh.
Yeah. He probably did that. We just had the camera dropping on us, so we didn't see what was going on, and we were pulling up the menu and stuff. So there's an endless one for 4? Or
Looks like 4.
wait, is it 6 because it costs less?
No, that's a temple.
Yeah, it doesn't Eldrazi. Oh, it taps for 2 for
Yeah.
Eldrazi. You're right.
It would still be
It's
4.
not an Ayavugan.
It'd still be 4.
It would still be 4. But it costs less. Just kidding.
All right.
Just gotta brainstorm. So Steven just really getting into the upper hand on the Eldrazi here. Eldrazi not seeing the things that it normally wants to see to shut Steven out of the game.
So that Angler doesn't really work yet. The land doesn't do
I think
anything.
that's why he's just putting it back on top, maybe.
So he's going to keep 2 Force of Wills. I think that's good.
I think that he's in a perfect position. He's got a pretty relevant board state. He can just counter things. Yeah.
Remembers
He's
all
got
his
an
triggers.
army of elemental tokens, which also chump Eldrazi for days. Other than, of course, Reality Smasher, which has trample. But ooh, that's the City of Traders. I'm gonna throw it at you. So he's gonna draw the Angler right here. Jason has no other lands in his graveyard, so unfortunately he's not going to cast that Angler this turn.
Nor the next turn, because it costs 7, doesn't
I
it?
almost think I would have attacked with the Deathrite Shaman right here, because you're going to want to keep all your instant sorceries probably in your graveyard for the Angler. Oh, he just drew the Underground Sea. He put the Underground Sea on top, that's right. You know what I mean?
Is Angler 7?
7. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so even with the 4 plus the 5, 6,
He would need one more.
does Jason have a
So
land
there's-
in his graveyard?
6. Ooh, is that a world? Is that a Worldbringer? Is that what that thing is? I'm gonna go check and see what that is real quick. I was close on the name. It's an Endbringer. It's the guy that he untaps during each player's untap step.
I'll bring that card up
And
real quick.
then, yeah, you pay 1. You can tap him to deal 1 damage to target creature or player, or pay 1 colorless and tap him. Target creature can't attack or block this turn, or pay 2 colorless and tap him and draw a card. So it's gonna help Jason kind of hopefully maybe get back into this game.
And for people like myself, who when they hear somebody read a card, it doesn't mean anything, and they have to read it themselves. There it is.
Yeah. We're just so used to doing that from the podcast days. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah.
so 5/5.
Go ahead and
He's
block.
playing
him.
around the bolt, which is kind of relevant.
Oh. Okay.
Because otherwise you would be blocking Pyromancer, right?
He's
But
dropping to 4.
Yeah.
I kind of would just be like.
So now he can ping it, so it untaps during each other player's untap step.
Oh.
So you can like pay 2, draw a card, see what he gets, and then or just ping there. You know what I mean?
That's I see.
And
I
now,
see.
granted, Deathrite Shaman has him killed. He just activates Deathrite Shaman, nukes, hits you for 2, untap, do it again. So unless Jason's got some sweet plays here, he should just be dead. Yeah, he's just dead. He
Ooh.
found the cavern, but unfortunately it was a little too late.
Way late.
So that's going to be game 1, going to Grixis.
10.
10 games. 10 games worth.
He won pretty hard. We're just gonna give him another 9 wins here. Do you think after board the matchup is about the same?
I don't know. I still think that Steven's deck is going to be having a hard time against Jason's because, like, as you can see, he has a True Name Nemesis, which I would probably bring in because it's good. Young Pyromancer seems okay. I'd probably bring in, like, the Hymns if he had the Hymns.
Looks like he's bringing
You
in a
bring
Cabal Therapy.
Therapies. I'd probably bring in an Ancient Grudge, actually, because Ancient Grudge usually gets around the Chalice of the Void because they put it on 1.
Definitely.
Yeah, I definitely think I'd bring in the Ancient Grudge.
I feel like that's what Ancient Grudge is for. Is specifically for
Yeah.
chalices.
Yeah, for sure. And so that's what I would bring in. But she's not bringing that in. I didn't see what the other 2 things was he grabbed. Yeah, Young Pyromancer, 2 Cabal Therapies, and a True Name. And those are all really good. probably better than other stuff. They might not be like the best things in the world, but I think they're definitely better. See, I would keep the bolts in if I was Steven, because combat math is tricky, you know what I mean, with all those 4/4s, you can swing with the token and bolt.
Yeah, it could break his line.
But I think I would take out like dazes.
Is he just considering that once they hit the field, it's too late?
Okay. Thanks.
Like, once all the stuff, like, once an Eldrazi hits the field, Grixis is really not favored anymore. Maybe he's just trying to get them out of his hand, overwhelm him with tokens.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just trying to go wide, right? Versus try to go high, like Jason's going to obviously win at during. Do you want to drop that card again?
Yeah.
Sorry, we just had somebody walk in the room, so I had to wait a second to see what was going on. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Jason will be on the play, which might help him.
What happened to Legacy? No, did we not update the title? That's probably what happened. Yes, that's exactly what happened.
That is not. Yeah, we're not opening up stuff. Yeah. Update info.
Where is it?
That might be why we only have a few people in the room.
I'm gonna make sure. Oh yeah, I'm. Man, we were trying to figure out the cameras so hard this morning because they just weren't cooperating. That I don't know if everything is.
It's is legacy. Yeah, it is legacy. Yeah, it's definitely legacy. Sorry about that, you guys. We were just having troubles with the cameras, so we didn't.
Distracted.
Very distracted. So Steven's got a Force of Will and a Daze and a Brainstorm, Cormag Angler, a 1 land, a Scalding Tarn. Is that looked like a Dismember to me. Also, Dismember seems really good against Eldrazi. I mean that actually does
for real.
Things.
Yeah, I think 5 is like the average toughness. Like I don't know about average, but like it's a really relevant toughness.
It's gonna hit a lot of their threats. Yeah, if not all of them. I think it hits actually all of them except for maybe a really big, endless one or whatever its name is. Endless one, yeah. So looking at Jason's hand, yeah, it's also not keep. He has a bunch of fatties, not a lot of things to be able to get there fast enough. Not enough to be able to keep Steven from casting his little threats.
Okay, all the titles are updated.
Awesome.
I believe. If there's anything wrong with the stream, feel free to let us know. It's a Legacy FNM. Okay.
Jason almost accidentally drawing between cards. Oh, no lands on that one. No, unless those are wastes.
He's scrying, so he's keeping
Those might be wastes. On the far left, that might be 2 wastes.
Yeah.
Oh, nope, he says pass. That is...
Did he keep a no-lander?
Yeah, I think he did.
4K.
Maybe
But
he's
why?
got a chalice on top that we... Or not chalice, a cavern on top.
But he wouldn't have known that, keeping that hand.
I know, that's really ballsy.
If you're down a
game,
game...
really curious to know.
If you're down a game, you don't take a big risk like that, in my opinion.
Well, and Jason usually plays Burn.
Yeah, that's true.
He usually plays Burn. This is the first time I think I've seen him not play Burn on the stream.
This Delver is gonna punish. It's gonna put a clock on him.
Do you just do an endless one for 1?
No.
I feel like that's really rough.
And he's setting up the Brainstorm.
The Delver flip too.
It's gonna flip for sure now.
He doesn't have a whole lot of things. He has warping, whatever.
Warping Whale.
Warping Whale.
But it's going to be too late now that it's flipped.
3/2. Yeah, that's really rough. And revealing a Daze, which means Jason's next spell's countered, basically, unless he draws that cavern. Steven getting there with the finding another land. Not getting Brainstorm locked right now.
And his hand's just got to be nuts. I haven't been paying that close of attention.
It's definitely gas. Yeah, I think he's got at least a Force of Will. We saw that he had a Daze. He has a Cormag Angler in his hand. I think he had the Dismember from what it looked like. It's hard to tell on the screen. That's really going to probably seal the deal very quickly. Oh, and another Delver too. Yeah. Oh, that's really rough.
Oh, there's a...
Drawing a temple seems good. Is it gonna... Do you just cast the Matter Shaper right here?
No, I would get rid of that second Delver.
Does he have the Warping Well?
He has Warping Whale. Is it not tribal?
I don't know. It's not tribal.
Oh. Then the Warping Whale would just get dazed.
Right.
He
Waste. Yeah, I think you have to just go for it right there.
tries to exile. I think that's worth protecting, in my opinion.
I would just pay for it. I think myself. I would
blue days.
Just blue days. Yeah. Oh, he's just gonna let it get gone.
Oh, that's scary, isn't it? Like, okay, so you don't even care about that. You got.
Well, he's got another Scalding Tarn in his hand. There's 4 or 5. Is that, doesn't he? He looks like he did. Did he just pass through? Maybe he did. Maybe he just wants to counter the next threat.
Do we know what this card is here? Second from the bottom in
That's a
Steven's graveyard.
Polluted Delta.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought he had another Scalding Tarn in his hand. Maybe I'm crazy and that's not really what I think it is. So, days can't pay for it with Eye because Eye doesn't tap for mana.
Yeah.
It makes yourself cheaper, but doesn't tap for mana. Boom, get that 3.
So.
Hello, Jorgensen. How are you doing?
Welcome back.
Hello, everybody in chat today. Thank you for joining us. We're watching Eldrazi kind of brick a little bit here.
Oh. No land again.
Are the audio levels pretty low? Can we raise that at all? I personally always feel like they're low even when I listen to it when you guys stream, when I haven't been streaming with you guys.
I can boost it.
Is it low for the rest of you guys too?
It's only
That's going to be game, yeah.
It's only
Jason's
going about halfway up there, so I might go... Test?
Is that too loud?
I wouldn't imagine it would be.
Yeah, let us know if that's too loud. You gotta wait a little bit for the latency. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The ghosting block, but okay, that's better. Good.
It's at 200% now. I can boost it up to 1,000 and blow all your eardrums.
Steven just taking it down. Oh my gosh, that was quick.
Yeah,
Do we want to see if they want to play one more, or should we find somebody else?
Either.
Either or.
Ask them if they want to play one more real quick.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Should I keep boosting the audio? I don't know why it's so low. This week has been a technical nightmare. Yeah, it's this mic right here. Tap, tap, tap.
Okay. So the Legacy players are still playing, but we have somebody who's gonna play Modern. Which I know you guys are all wanting Legacy, but they're gonna play Modern just for the next 20 minutes. I think it's Death and Taxes versus Abzan. It's because my Abzan deck.
I do eventually kind of want to build Juns or Abzan, just because I have most of the parts already. So, and also gets you
Yeah, I was. I saw it peek the mic. Modern, ugh, why do you hate having viewers? Well, we could just broadcast an empty mat and just listen to us talking, but that sounds even more awful.
I've been there. I know how my voice sounds. Nobody wants to listen to that.
Alright, I'm gonna continue boosting the mic until someone cries for mercy.
Homeboy does.
If you want to,
Test.
up to you. If you
Ah.
switch and do that, that's fine
I
too.
mean, it's Eldrazi. It kind of just pilots itself.
I'll play your deck. Unless you don't want to play modern.
I mean, I don't mind playing Legacy. If their viewers want to watch Legacy, I'm fine playing
What do
Legacy.
I need to look for? What are you looking for? Which?
Looking for overgrown too.
It's good now.
Overgrown 2?
I boosted it up to 400, 400%.
Yeah, would they prefer to see Legacy?
I know there's one person who's like, I want to watch Legacy. It's not good. Don't watch Legacy. Are you guys gonna
I
cyber
don't know.
games
Last
too?
time
Not
I played on stream.
Now turn the picture black until we can't see modern anymore.
They're really not happy with modern.
Right, Stokes? They complained last time when I had my lands in front.
Hey,
Oh, I think that might be me.
I'll play Eldrazi. Do you have your soul?
Everyone was complaining when you had your lands in front. Yeah, the door's open right now, so you're gonna be able to hear the store.
I guess you're gonna play Legacy.
Are they gonna play Legacy?
Does
Yeah.
Hey, does Homeboy still have TES?
What?
The Epic Storm.
Who's Homeboy? Calvin?
No, I forget his name.
Uh,
I know his name.
Oh, Zach.
No, one of the owners.
Oh.
Is it like a
Travis-
store
I
deck?
think Travis sold his. I think he sold his.
There's always mud if you want to hate yourself.
Huh?
There's always mud if you want to hate yourself.
Yeah, I don't have punishing.
Is it big?
Big mud. Yeah, no stats.
I don't have punishing
I'll let
fire.
Okay, I'm gonna run out to my car real quick then.
Okay. Mud against Eldrazi or Death and Taxes versus Eldrazi? Those both sound.
No, he's gonna play Sultai.
Oh, Sultai? Okay, that's
Yeah,
a little bit
he's
different.
gonna play Sultai Delver. I'll play Big Mud. Lose. It'll be great.
Yeah. So they're gonna. Stokes is running out to his car to grab his Mud deck, and we're gonna play Mud against Sultai for you guys. So, and did you say you need a Horizon Canopy too? Sorry, we're like talking
yeah,
now.
If you have one.
Yeah, I have my foil one.
That's awesome. I don't play any extra basic plans. That's your colors. Oh, I know. Trust me, that's why I haven't bought one. Well, I haven't bought another one.
Hey.
I'm borrowing Al's too.
Are you? Nice. So, all right, guys. Eldrazi versus Eldrazi. That sounds
Awful.
not enjoyable for anyone involved, including the players.
Sounds like a plan for disaster.
But
Why was there a double suicide on stream?
a double what?
Suicide on stream.
A double suicide? What do you mean?
Eldrazi versus Eldrazi.
Oh yeah. Why did everybody just quit playing? I don't understand.
Much sadness. Major push. That was weird and funny.
I didn't know you guys were coming down. I thought you guys were staying up in Layton today.
Did you want to play Mud?
I think I'll play Mud. I think he just switched to Grixis stuff. If he is, then I'll
Oh,
play
seriously? I gotta flip these guys now. At least an Eldrazi would lose, Jorgensen says. That's true.
Against what?
If an Eldrazi versus Eldrazi matchup, at least an Eldrazi would lose. That's a win, right? If an Eldrazi loses.
Let me see what they're doing out there. If they're playing Grixis. If he plays Grixis, I'll play Sultai.
I think he's playing Bug, but just go play. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
I'll leave this here for now.
Okay, you want to just not almost shut the door? Yeah, thank you. Sweet.
Oh, shut the door.
It's all good. White blue control versus white blue control is actually pretty interesting to watch.
You mean black?
No, he's the white WB. White.
B
I think.
stands for
Oh,
black.
white black. You're right. I'm
So like
thinking-
Bakula's style?
White black control versus white black control. Is that more like a standard build? Like lots of life gain and tokens, and then wrathing the board whoever gets the most tokens out. Oh, I like blue white. Watching those is actually kind of interesting. It's basically who doesn't do anything first wins. Like if you're in a situation where you're like, I'm gonna go for it, you usually lose.
Is it
seems
still
like.
the whoever misses a land drop first?
I think or pretty close to. Yeah, I think it's just whoever has the most lands at turn like 15 wins.
10?
10? Oh my gosh, that's so many.
Well,
He meant white, blue, both tents. He says.
oh, okay.
Yeah, that 10 is like way too many. You should switch up and just play like mono green beats one day.
well, what is he playing?
Yeah, are you playing like, yeah, Captain QC? What are you playing?
Is it just the?
Are you playing like Oops No Spells?
Manaless
or
Dredge.
yeah, Manaless Dredge or lands?
Okay, so I've lent this deck to a couple people, and it never goes well for them. Bug garbage.
Oh, that is not bug. There is a red spell there. There we go.
And at least
Reanimator blue black. Oh, okay. That's so much freaking hate though.
so Mud is my baby, and when I lend it to other people, it usually just doesn't work at all. But Alan at least knows how to play.
Like taxing decks. And
Oh,
stuff
God.
like that. Force. Pitch the Delver to it. Oh, or not.
2
Okay.
for 1 with his first turn. Got him.
For 2 life.
Ooh.
And the comeback. That's actually pretty big for Larry to be able to just wasteland that out. I mean, Larry has 2 wastelands. He doesn't have any other color though. That's really bad for Larry.
The Ancient Tomb is like what makes the deck work. And
Ooh,
so
that's rough, man.
he probably names Golem here or Construct.
Are they like the same? Get the same things in your deck, or no?
No, like Metalworker and Cold Death of Forge Master
Or
are constructs, but then like Lodestone and what's the big one?
Oh, and he just ran Alan out of lands, and he gets a death rate. That's pretty big. Yeah, that's really gonna put Alan behind a lot. Oh yeah, and the big huge guy.
Yeah, Sundering Titan.
That's a golem. Yeah. What's the big 10/10 guy? That's like free.
Metalwork Colossus.
Yeah.
I think he's a construct.
Okay. So there is a difference between what you actually use.
So a Cloud Post is actually a pretty good land here since he wouldn't have been able to play for 1 anything anyway since there's no 1-cost cards in the deck.
Yeah, so he can play it now versus like next turn when he's like, oh, I really needed that to be an active
And
land.
it's like another soul land. Oh, if he can ever get one of those metalworkers on the table, he just goes infinite instantly.
How does he go? Oh, Staff of Domination.
Staff of Domination.
Oh,
he hit 2 metalworkers though.
Yeah, because he could just flash it back. But that would be, that'd be
It's
Christmas
good.
land, man. Ugh. Larry debating what to do with the Ponder. I feel like you just set up that way, because he has not played a land this turn.
But if he hits a what's it called, a Glimmer Post, Alan does. Mud is pretty good at playing from behind.
Oh yeah,
So
because you just catch up on lands just intrinsically because all of
yeah.
your stuff taps for multiples. But Alan doesn't find it.
and he would be able to cast a Crucible like right away, catch way back up on land, and hopefully start like sticking Batterskull and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's really what he wants to stick very soon. Oh, he's just gonna scoop it up.
Yeah, there's the Force of Will is like he's never coming back from that.
Unless he drew.
Oh, that's rough.
Cavern, and even then, that's only 2 mana that he has. All right, so first one goes to Larry. That's exactly what like Larry wants to be doing, though. I feel like I thought it was a little risky having. Why did I click that?
I got it.
I thought it was a little risky keeping 2 wastelands, but it ended up working out for him.
It's I think that was kind of like an upset of what happened because usually when he keeps 2 wastelands, the Mud deck that runs 24 lands, I would take at not getting like creature flooded.
You'd expect him to find other lands, and the 2 wastelands are gonna hit the first 2, but then you're gonna stick another land.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we did see that happen with the Glimmer Post, but like we would expect him to find more because he is running 24. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like if Larry ever does found a blue Like, he just can cantrip into finding more.
See-
That's his advantage. And the Mud deck has no manipulation at all.
Yeah. I feel like you bring in him. I would even bring in, like... He's bringing in Cabal Therapies, which seems really good.
Yeah.
That looked like a Force of Will. Was that a... I think it was a Invocation Force of Will that you just took out.
Probably just to hedge against the Trinispheres.
Probably. Yeah, that's the thing. Every time I watch, like, nobody deals with the Trinispheres. And I feel like we've talked about this multiple times.
Both
but
Trinisphere and...
I feel like Trinisphere is the thing you want to
and
remove.
Cavern of Souls are both, like, hosers for your counter spells.
Yeah. I think Trinisphere is, honestly, me personally anyway, I think it's your prime suspect number 1 for removal.
I need to change this.
Other than, like, maybe a Chalice on 1 if you need it, you know? You spelled it.
Nope. Okay. There we go. Glorious Mud against Grixis Garbage.
A lot of G's. Is there another G name for that deck? No.
No.
No, there's not even anything in this deck that has a G that starts with. Do we upgrade it from garbage to junk now? No, junk's actually a thing now. Grixis trash? Yep. You won one. No, he's Grixis trash.
The promotion.
Little achievement unlocked there for Larry.
The turn or going first from Mud, I feel like is a big deal.
I think it is too. That's a really rough hand for Larry. He has a Bolt and a Ponder, and I think it was a Delver. Was that the other card? That's not what you want to see against a possible turn 1 Chalice. He had 3 lands, which is pretty relevant.
Yeah, that's probably 1 more than you want, and with that hand, probably 2 more than you want. You just want 1.
You're not even able to cast your spells anyway if Alan drops a Chalice, so...
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it does look like Alan is keeping.
That's one thing I like about playing Jund against Mud, is that, like, if you go, like, Chalice on 1, it doesn't hurt as bad.
No.
I mean, Death Rates, Bolts, Thought Seizes.
I still think
Like-
that Mud is favored against Jund because Punishing Fire isn't... It's not so relevant.
No, it's... Yeah, I definitely think that Mud is still favored, for sure. I think that I think that Jund can get underneath the radar at some point if they stick like a Liliana of the Veil or something, you know what I mean? But if you hit a Chalice on 2, then like makes Punishing Fires irrelevant. I mean, most times you're going to be taking Punishing Fires out anyway for the removal, you know, game 2, but...
So Cloud Post turn 1. So he doesn't have the nuts. He's not going to play Chalice or anything
It's not
really
exactly,
quick.
yeah, not exactly what Alan wants, but...
But at least he's not seeing Wastelands
he could-
again.
Now he's got 3 mana available.
Mm-hmm.
Grim Monolith. Now he has 4 mana available.
Yeah.
5 mana. No. Grim
Next
Monolith costs for
next turn he'll
yeah,
have
costs for 3.
6 if he doesn't play another land. But this turn he'll have 4.
Much slower pace. Delver. Attack you for 1, he says. Surprisingly, he can just throw out the other Delver. Alan doesn't have any sack effects whatsoever.
No.
Doesn't have any effects that really, like, hey, kill all your permanents dead. He has a lot of don't cast things from your hand, like this Trinisphere that's going to come down, which now makes that Delver that Larry sandbagged to cost 3 rather than 1. I think that he should have gotten a little greedy and went and found a volcanic island, you know.
And he only has a daze. So he's just going to say, yeah, I pay 1.
Feels really bad. Well, Delver flipping is really good. For
It is.
Larry.
It is really good because Delver's one of the cards that Mud struggles to deal with if it doesn't get a lifelinker on the field. But he saw that Mud didn't hit another land drop, and if he hits a Wasteland and can Wasteland even one of those lands, the Trinisphere is going to screw over the Mud player too.
I don't think he drew his card yet. I think that might be why he's sacking this right here. Is he doesn't want to draw the other Brainstorm. He wants something different. Yeah, because of that maybe.
Is he looking for the wasteland, do you think?
He could be looking for wasteland. He could be looking for like a force wheel or something more relevant. I mean, brainstorm's still good because you dig 3. You know what I mean? But then Larry could potentially be brainstorming himself out. Yeah, he has 2 Delvers in his hand. And he drew a Ponder. I feel like you just jam both your Delvers.
You can only play 1, but yes.
Oh, yeah, because Trinisphere. Yeah, you're right. Now there's a Trinisphere, but if he had done things correctly, he could have, you know, have 3 Delvers out in the field right now.
Your Inventor's Fair is not a bad draw. It
No.
kind of holds off those Delvers for the time being. Like, just it buys him probably a turn.
Yeah, because it gains 1 life per upkeep for you, right?
Yeah, if you have 3 artifacts. So he's going to have to play an artifact here.
Oh, I thought it was if he had 1 artifact.
If you have 3.
If you have 3. Oh. Should probably play 1 here. Larry is not going to be able to cast any counter spells even if he had them. Because Trinisphere is going to make him, you know what I mean? If he Force Wills, he'll still have to pay the 3 for the Trinisphere. Warping Whale, that guy.
He might just be hoping that he doesn't have any more land.
Test. Why is there a ring on the field?
He put it on top of his
To remind
deck.
himself.
But he misses on the Delver flip.
Like, that's pretty big. That's going to buy Alan a little bit more time, too. He's got 2 turns effectively right now. 3 if the Delver doesn't flip again, and then Alan's able to find
Yeah, that
cast on an artifact. Oh, no, you're good. I feel you, though. I use the app, too, and it's a little janky.
he's going to be taking damage again.
So we take 2, go to 6. I think he casts Batter Skull right here, though, right? And that's not a Batter Skull.
Yeah, that doesn't even do anything. Why did he tap 4 for that? That's weird.
Trinisphere. He needs to tap
No.
3 mana.
But he paid 4 mana for it.
I don't know.
It's not really
That's
relevant, but
interesting.
he's dead, isn't he?
No, he's at 2 right now.
Okay, and then he's gonna have 5 mana available to him, and there's
Why
really
is Larry pitching all those? Was it all lands on top?
I didn't see.
I didn't see either. It looked like almost all lands or all spells. I couldn't see. It's a bolt. Yeah, it's gonna do it right there. Unless he's like Charles on 1, and something else.
Oh, he cast the. All right. So he's at least gonna gain his land or his life off of the Inventor's Fair. That Cloud Post enters tapped, but it adds 1 mana to his other Cloud Post. So he's gonna pay 5, 6,
3, 4, 5, 6 for a Worm Coil.
and it looks like it's just too little, too late.
Yeah, he's just gonna go bolt.
The flyer is just gonna
Doesn't matter. Yeah, you can also just go bolt.
get
Attack.
you. Yeah. Wah.
I feel like you only really want 1 Grim Monolith. I don't feel like you really want to see 2, unless you do have like something really big in your hand, right?
Since they don't untap, it's I'm usually fine seeing more than 1. Like,
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times though you're just like you're using them for you're paying 2 mana to play it to like at least see a lot of people at least, and then you pay you tap it for 3 that turn
yeah,
to cast something, and it's like
it has 2 modes. One is a Lotus Petal that costs, 2 and goes up to 3, or
but then
playing it, and then the next turn you can play something big.
see, I think I like the playing it and then playing something big personally, but I don't know.
It's very hand dependent. I use both modes pretty often.
Do you? All right, let's make these guys play again, because I think we still got time.
I'm sure Alan wants to play something different.
I think they're switching decks. I think they're just gonna rotate, and now Larry's gonna play Mud, and Alan's gonna play Grixis.
Okay.
So now it's like Glorious Grixis and Mud. I'm just kidding.
Well, at this rate, I'll play along with that.
I'm just kidding, man. Larry's gonna go home and watch it or something, and I'm sure I'm gonna hear about it later this week.
Wait, Grixis Mud.
Wait, I'm confused. Did they just trade decks back again?
No.
Oh, it looked like they did because they're both red, but they're different shades, and I wasn't sure. Ooh, that's a really good hint for Larry.
Is it just gonna be like a sweep for Larry?
It looks like it might be. That's a turn 1 Chalice.
And then
and Sundering Titan and Wasteland and Crucible of the Worlds.
he doesn't. I don't think he has a plan to cast the Sundering Titan yet.
Wow,
But
doesn't need a plan. You got
the deck
days
is a plan
to go. Yeah. I always find it interesting when whenever at least I find I do it at least while streaming, you start rooting for the underdog a little bit.
yeah, it's human nature.
Is that usually what it is? Yeah, human nature.
So he pulled the Wasteland to the front, which is interesting, isn't it? Like,
Larry just does that. I don't think he's planning
Okay.
on playing that first. He might if
nope. Okay, looks like
If
he's
he's
gonna
on
make the
the
correct
play.
play. Oh, he's playing his
But he's
lands
playing
in
his
front.
lands in front. Oh,
Okay.
he fixed it. He fixed it. He knew that people were going to complain about that. It's not the same game. They just they flip decks. So Larry's like, oh yeah, I don't care. That's fine. I got a Wasteland, bruh. So I don't think you want to just snap that Wasteland off because you do want to cast that Crucible Worlds. You know. Did he get there? Oh, he
Oh
got
my
there.
gosh.
Ooh,
You-
I think you just go
Trinisphere.
Trinisphere. No, you go Trinisphere first.
You don't play the Crucible until you can play
A land with the Crucible.
the same turn,
Yeah,
yes.
otherwise you don't get value off of it. And now Alan's able to counterspell Larry's thing. There you go. Add 2. There we go. Play around that daze. Yeah. Or you could do that.
Like, do I just get a Grim Monolith? Yeah. Okay. No one ever counters the Grim Monolith. Rightly so.
I don't feel like it's really worth countering.
It's like, do I get a Trinisphere? No. But Larry's gonna start gaining life every turn now. If he remembers his trigger.
See,
Nope,
and,
he doesn't.
and if he had done the Trinisphere
Instead of the Crucible?
then then like the Crucible would have landed anyway. He would have both those out right now.
Yeah.
I feel like he just
He keeps playing land out of his hand as well, which is strange.
you want to have the facade of card advantage, right?
And you're kind of, I guess he has the
He has Crucible.
Chalice. He has the Chalice, which means that Deathrite isn't ever going to like get him.
Right. He's like, okay, that dice. Like he had to gain his life off of it anyway. Who needs it? Who needs it?
Not Larry.
Larry doesn't need it. Don't play that cavern. Please don't. Can you just? I feel like you're in this position. You start wastelanding like Pluto Deltas and
Yeah,
stuff.
you
Like,
can wasteland the.
Could you just go Pluto? Yeah, wasteland the Pluto Delta. What's going on, man? Super confused right now.
Does he know what Crucible of World does?
I don't know if he does. I'm really confused what's going on right now. He's thinking too much like a control player or
Definitely.
something.
He needs to, like, if he had been playing stuff out of his graveyard.
No, don't hit the green source. Hit the red-blue source. The green is only in there for Deathrite Shaman.
Maybe he's afraid of Deathrite Shaman. No, that doesn't untap.
That doesn't untap.
Oh man, this is the last time I lend anyone my deck.
Give him some slack.
No.
He did wasteland out his opponent though.
Yeah.
He should have been. I think. Yeah, he should have been wastelanding. Just go wasteland. Get you know what I mean? Hitting one of the fetches, force the crack, and then killing it.
He at least triggered his chalice. He's gonna get a token regardless.
But he did trigger it.
He did trigger it.
We have seen that many times where people I've seen you even forget.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's like death ray at the end of the turn of like a complicated board state, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's the thing.
So he can cast that lodestone golem this turn.
I feel like you do. Because it's gonna shut down. Not really a whole lot.
He just passed the turn.
What? What is going on? Was he worried about it getting bolted?
I don't know what he's doing.
Maybe he didn't name constructs. Do you jam lodestone and then you trade casting chalice for 2? No, you.
The lodestone's gonna be really good though if it actually hits.
It should. There shouldn't be. Yeah.
Force of Will is the only card that would help
affect
there.
that right there.
And apparently he named something irrelevant on his.
The cavern didn't even get tapped though.
Yeah. So like you would have tapped your
cavern.
Cavern.
Yeah. So he didn't name Golem then. There's a Kuldotha Forge Master.
Kind of interesting. He's tapping his.
Why don't you just play the amount of times he's flipped his things around with the City Trader? If he just had cast his Inventor's Fair used it once for the Inventor's Fair, he would have been fine. Because Cavern still taps for mana.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. Gosh, this is hard to watch. The Lodestone Golem doesn't count towards Metalwork Colossus.
Let me go tell him.
Oh gosh. I think he wins this game regardless, just because Lodestone Golem was in play, and he probably could have powered out the Metalwork Colossus with his Grim Monolith, because it essentially taps for 3 since it pays for 3 of the.
You play like a control player. I'm sure he's gonna come in here and talk to us here in a second. You play like a control player, which doesn't make any sense because you were playing lands out of your hand.
You
had a City of Traders in your graveyard, and you played it out of your hand instead of the graveyard. He's like, we also named your. You should look up your names for your deck when you. Yeah, later. All right, so we've got like a minute or so left before round 2 for our Legacy event. So just bear with us. I know Mud's not.
Okay, we get it. Do we get to upgrade Mud to Mud Trash?
Yes. Except for what? Except for Mud didn't win the first 2, so there, yeah, you gotta do it with 4. So wait, but wouldn't we want to be
no,
2?
It's
no.
Larry against Alan, and Larry's won
Larry's
3.
3-0. Okay, we're not doing decks then. We're doing
No.
the player. So he still gets a turn 1 Chalice. I still think you jam it.
You pretty much always do.
Just jam it! They're like right outside the door, so there you go.
Okay, we're getting
A
forced.
2 for 1 is fine.
There's another chalice in his hand, though.
So, if Alan doesn't play a land here, do you play the Wasteland
Yes.
and hit the Underground and then Chalice?
Yeah, to avoid days.
Right? Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but like, we're walking through things. Troll? Alright. Deathrite Shaman being out, though, is going to be a little painful for Larry.
It's like another land drop.
It's basically a Birds of Paradise, a limited diminishing return one. He did shuffle on the Ponder and looks like he might have whiffed. Oh, he did. This is going to be a really good turn for Larry. He drew another Wasteland. Oops. Thank you. Did he not do it right? He didn't do it right.
What is this, Spell Pierce?
Why didn't he go through his combat phases?
No, he trapped the Death Ray Shaman.
Oh, you right. I thought he floated for some weird reason, but he had cast Ponder.
Is that another chalice? What's on the left there?
Another chalice.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, there we go. That's worth.
Now, there's a weird question of whether you play your City of Traders to just power out
I
that.
think you do. Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no. Is it a bolt? I laugh if it's a bolt. Here, I'm gonna eat your ancient. Yeah, it's
Okay.
a bolt. Yeah.
Wiping the brow. But Larry's gonna have a hard time, like, actually. Oh!
I think if you're in Alan's spot, you're still pretty happy that you could at least get that bolt off before.
That's true, but I just
The-
realized that Larry drew a metal worker.
Oh, did he?
So he's gonna be able to hit 3 mana and play that thing,
And
and
just go off to the races. Can't get countered. That remember triggered.
yeah, go Larry.
Remembered his triggers. So what does Alan need here to get out of this? I feel like Alan needs lands, obviously. That's a given. So he's got to sack City of Traders for that, though.
Yeah, you can respond to the trigger by adding mana.
Yeah, because it's a
I've had people try to
ETB.
get me on that, and I'm like,
No,
it's
enter
a
the battlefield
trigger.
trigger. Yeah.
Anyway.
And even then, if you had a judge come over,
Yeah,
they would probably be lenient with you on that one. I feel like.
they'd look pretty dumb too. All right, is there any 2 mana kill spells that could stop that metal worker? Is like abrupt decay still a thing?
He could dismember. He could cast a dismember.
Oh, okay. So this is pretty good for Larry. He hits another artifact, so he can make 6, 7, 8 mana. So he can play Sundering Titan this turn.
Do you wait for Alan to see if he finds another land? I like the idea of just going with a Forge Master.
You're not guaranteed to have the artifacts in hand.
Oh, I guess yeah. You just jam Titan because Titan's an 8/8, right?
It's a 7/10.
Is it a 7? It's a 7/10. That's. You can also reveal the other one, the one you're
Okay.
about to cast.
He's keeping it secret. He's gonna go with the Forge Master. As a 3/5, it's usually just fine, and using the Wasteland is also a good
pretty
consideration.
good. Yeah,
keep
especially
him on.
since Alan's already low on lands.
Yeah, keep him on 1 mana spells really, and he can't play those anyway.
Yeah. Well, you do a Platinum Angel.
Yeah.
You have a Platinum Angel in there?
Forge Master has to find something when they try to storm off.
That's fair, actually. With you're in 4 Forge Masters.
Yes, they're a 3/5. That's the biggest reason they're in the deck.
Okay, but also because you can go find Platinum Angel when they're storming.
Yep. And find Sundering
So
Titan
he
when
just
they're.
forced the Angel. Well, now you can go infinite.
He needs 1 more artifact. But he can start drawing an extra card every turn.
So he needs 1 more artifact in his hand.
Yeah, you need 3 artifacts in your hand to make 6 mana every turn.
Oh,
Because it costs 5 to do the loop.
It costs 5 to do the loop. Okay, to net yourself the 1.
Yep.
Gotcha.
What mana? Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, because he had in mana, a little mana left over. So he's not gonna go for the infinite. Maybe he doesn't even realize that there's an infinite. Don't sack the staff. Oh, he's attacking.
Yeah.
I guess they can do that.
Dude, 3/5.
Yeah, they live for days.
Oh, Lodestone Golem's pretty good too.
Yeah. I still think I would have untapped him and then activated him again.
It doesn't net you any mana.
But why not?
You're losing mana.
Just kidding. Alright, so I don't know if he knows about that. It's gonna be a skip up. He didn't really need to go infinite in that situation anyway.
Nah.
So it didn't really matter.
You're just gonna attack for huge.
Yeah. Alright, I think that was time in the round. So we're gonna go see who is gonna be up next. So hang tight, you guys. We'll be right back.
Okay. I'll probably hang around here.
Go hang out.
Is that alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting. Larry just kind of swept that. tough beats for Alan. All right. I'm excited for our next round. Excuse me.
How'd I do the second time?
A lot better. Not perfect.
I know I
Better.
could have gone infinite, and then like I didn't know what artifacts were in your decks. I did all the searching, so I was just like,
Yeah.
I think I'm fine here with
Really,
Board
you're
State,
looking for Platinum Angel or Sundering Titan, and
which
you had those.
which I drew. Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, but there was no need for Sundering Titan against it.
Batterskull's good too if you need life.
Yeah. So, but didn't need that either. So
Yeah, it was
Okay.
good.
better the second time, though, right?
Yeah,
No
you won all
mistakes.
your games. You won four for four right there,
Well,
didn't you?
yeah. I mean, he didn't know how to play your deck.
Yeah.
I've seen I played against you multiple times, so I have a general idea of what I need to do.
Yeah.
And so I think I had the advantage there. And Gritch has dealt with my deck for a long time, so I knew.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. It was fun to watch though.
okay.
Kind of hard to watch some parts. Yeah, Larry just saying he's seen my deck. Oh, I'm gonna shut the door. It's kind of loud. Larry's just saying he's seen my deck and played against my deck more than Alan has, and so he thinks he knows how it works better. And
So
Hmm?
we're at -7 minutes right now for Legacy. They just called modern pairings. We're gonna have to wait for all the modern players to go find their seat, and then we'll get some more Legacy going.
-7 though.
-7 minutes. Somebody went to time.
And
So it
then-
hasn't happened as much now that Miracles is no longer in the format. So
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
a little curious to know who it is.
And then they took their sweet time.
Probably playing elves. Just kidding. You want some Travis? I can go find Travis. I don't know. He was just in here a second ago. Let me go find him.
I don't know anyone's name.
Travis is one of your works.
All right. I just have the attention or the memory of a goldfish when it comes to names. Yeah, names are overrated. Just, I think he's beard guy. Cool beard guy. And that should be enough for him. It's enough for me. If someone called me cool beard guy, I'd be pretty happy with that person. Hey you. Yep. The only time I know someone's name is when it's up on a pairings board and I'm their opponent. Let's switch these back around. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we'll get this up soon. I'll put something up on the page so people don't just come in and leave. Do. There we go. I don't think we have any Maverick players that I know of here right now. Every once in a while there's, there is a person that I don't know their name that shows up. But I haven't seen him here this week. Is the mic audio still fine? Who the F plays Maverick? Guy, you know? With the face. What is this, 2011? I don't think I ever played Legacy back then. Was it popular 6 years ago? I'm kind of curious what would push the format into being more Maverick friendly. Just less crazy things. Person that you don't know the name. Yeah. Banning Delver and Deathrite. People have been advocating for Deathrite more than they have for Delver, but I would kind of agree with the opposite. Just, well, I want to say it's because if you add up the percentage of the format that plays Delver in their deck, I feel like it's a higher percentage than who plays Deathrite. And just a turn 1, 3, 2 that you continually look at the top of your deck just sounds like too much to me. I haven't felt like Deathrite is a problem. Especially seeing how, what's it called? Like, I don't feel like Leovold is out of control, and what he does, or what Deathrite does is really speed you to turn 3. True Name isn't, like, so much of a problem either. Like, he's not taking over the format. He defines it a little bit, but I don't think in a harmful way or an unfun way. I think both of the cards are honestly fair enough. Delver doesn't protect itself. You have to use spells to protect it. But maybe Delver's a little bit too strong in my opinion. Not bannable, but like, I don't know. The entire format of Legacy is just spells that are a little too strong. And I think it's fine. I thought GP Vegas was like the first post banning or first post top banning format, and I don't think that either of those cards took it over in any harmful way. I really like where Legacy is at right now. That Miracles is gone. That's what I saw it as. Correct me if I'm wrong. Wasn't it like less than a month ago? I didn't go to GP Vegas. I was here playing Legacy like a schlub. What's up?
We get to do the fun, exciting Black Red Reanimator mirror.
No! I mean, hooray! Aren't you excited, chat? So...
I didn't realize they were playing the mirror, otherwise it would have been different. So, yeah, and then it's Gabriel and Odeon. Gabriel's on red side, Odeon's on blue side. Red versus blue. That's a show I haven't seen in a very long time.
I've been trying that diet that they talk about on there, where you just eat Oreos.
Isn't there a Griff one where he just eats like oil and...
It thinks it starts with O.
Everything starts with O.
And it's really
oil,
just...
Oreos.
It's just Oreos. I butchered his name. How do you spell his name?
Odeion. Yeah, Odeon. Oh, those are some playmats. Those
What
bright
is the
coming
one on the
into-
right? It looks like
It looks
Halo.
Halo. That is Halo. That's the mongoose, and he's got the little.
This is gonna be
whatever thing.
another quick match.
Yeah, it is. It's fine though.
What I'm hoping for is a reanimate out of the other person's graveyard.
That's the most exciting thing. Yes.
Other than that, it's just gonna be. Look, someone went off.
It's just with it being modern PPTQ season right now, there's just not as much legacy players here.
Yeah.
For meta's a little. I mean, it's still varied. It's just. I don't know. Just haven't been getting as many players as we normally do. For modern, there's more than 50 people in the room here playing Magic. At least maybe like 60.
Mm-hmm.
There's like 2 or 3 different draft pods. There's a table of 8 playing EDH. There's like a 20-man modern event. an
It's just fragmented?
8-person standard. Yeah, there's like we got everything going on in the house today. So I think there's 8 or 10 in Legacy. I think there's 10. Modern. I know. What is this modern? Modern cards aren't good. Legacy cards are good. Playables that are, if they're playable in modern, so be it. But that's really a rough hand for Odeon.
That's a good question. Do they know it's the mirror?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
I think at least Odeon does. I think Gabriel does know too. Now that he's seen his opponent. I know Odeon when I walked up. I was like, "What are you playing?" He's like, "Oh, we're in the mirror." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I know he does at least. If he had a reanimate, like a Lotus Petal and a reanimate, I bet he would have kept that hand.
I didn't really see what it was.
It was a Lotus
Entomb.
Petal, 2 Entombs, and like a Faithless Looting, and then a bunch of just other
So
stuff.
no reanimate
So
spells.
no. Well, there was I think an animate dead, but it was all like 2 mana, not 1 mana. That's what I'm saying. If he had like a reanimate in his hand with the Lotus Petal, he might have kept.
So
you
turn
think?
2 isn't even fast enough?
Well, when he didn't have any lands. He didn't have any lands in his hand. He had a Lotus Petal,
Oh.
which is what I'm saying. Like, if he had a reanimate, he might have kept that so that when Gabriel goes to, like, dump into his graveyard, he can just reanimate the opposing one,
It would still be a tough keep.
Yeah. So he's got a reanimate and an Entomb and Thoughtseize and...
Forest? No,
Oh,
that's got to be a swamp.
Yeah, a swamp. Reveal Angel. Okay.
And he says, "Oh noes."
Oh, no. I think he's just Thoughtseize and don't care. Green sideboard versus white, etc.
I have no idea.
I don't know how close they are. I don't know. I didn't ask them. We were just excited to get the second round going, and I didn't get a chance to really talk to them about it. It's also hard to be like, "Hey, show me your sideboard" when they're like sitting down to get ready to play.
Yeah, we used to try that, but it was a lot of work.
It was, yeah. And some people were like, "Okay, cool, yeah, let me show you." Some people were like, "What? No, leave me alone. I want to play Magic." And you're like, "Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
they're,
man.
they're
okay."
already miffed that they're playing in the feature match
Yeah.
area for some
Yeah.
reason.
And I asked him, and Odeon was already over. Like the moment I went over to Gabriel, he was already in this feature match area. He knew, you know what I mean. So and Gabriel was down. So, so Gabriel just discarded Chancellor. Why is he untapping?
He just
So
cast.
I'm a little curious. So did Odeon must have been on the play, which means he just drew and passed, right? Because otherwise, how did Gabriel get the land to be able to play it? You know what I mean? That's really, really rough.
I think Gabriel didn't drop a land or anything, so he discarded at the end of his step to discard the Chancellor.
Yeah, but he would have had a draw on the play, which means you can't do that. Which means that Odeon must have been on the play.
Oh.
It must have just drew his, just passed. And then Gabriel's like, okay, draw, discard. Probably because Odeon was hoping to, like, untap and then do it himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because there was a
Chancellor.
Chancellor, he couldn't do that. Yeah, he thought Season got countered, but the Chancellor was in the graveyard before Odeon cast the Thoughtseize, which makes me think that Gabriel was on the draw, so he could draw to 8 and then discard the Chancellor.
Yeah.
So Odeon can, if he wants, and probably will, at the end of turn on Gabriel's side, cast the Entomb and then untap and then reanimate his own.
We'll see
threat.
some pretty big creatures going hard.
So here he goes. He wants to cast an Entomb.
He says, "No, I will not force of will that with the force of will I don't have."
Yeah. He says, "I'm gonna go grab a Grizzle Brand from my graveyard." So if Gabriel Thought Seizes, or not Thought Seizes, if Gabriel does reanimate here, that's another 7, which will put him, at 6. So in response, he's gonna Entomb himself.
He just paid 2 for Entomb?
Yeah, because the Chancellor's on the battlefield now,
Oh.
so it taxes it. That's why he didn't just go Entomb, reanimate on his own turn.
Okay.
That's why he's waiting. You know what I mean? You don't want to Entomb on your turn and give Gabriel a
I
free
forgot that
reanimate
when Chancellor was
on
on the field, it did that.
Yeah. I don't feel like you could grab Iona. Because Iona itself does not have protection of that chosen color. It just makes it so they can't cast that chosen color.
Yeah, you're just getting Grizzlebrand to block the Grizzlebrand.
Yeah, to just bump Grizzlebrands. And Odeon has another Entomb effect too. And he's at enough life right now that he could attack and then draw 7 more and potentially, you know what I mean, and do more stuff. Is that a Massacre Worm on Gabriel's side that we see? Seems really good against all of the Death and Taxes decks that we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Drawing another land. It's not like the greatest. I'd almost crack the Bloodstain Mire and use the Animate Dead, but then again, the Animate Dead will make the
It'll lose the combat.
well, it'll lose the combat. Yeah, that's the main problem.
So I think that's undoable.
Yeah, that's probably why he didn't do it that way.
And
unfortunately, so Gabriel can attack here. You know, the trade Grizzlebrands, they both gain 7, and Odeon takes 5.
I don't think he's going to attack with the Chancellor. I think he'll just block the Chancellor and say, okay.
You think?
I think
Just
that's
attack for 7 and see if
I think he's
Odeon
forced to.
actually...
Oh.
Ooh, see, I actually almost would take the 7 and hit the Chancellor. That's what I would do.
So his life total stays the same. He gets the card, and then
And
Gabriel goes up.
Now Gabriel's, I mean, now you're just winning the combat math here a little bit, you know. And if Gabriel wants to, he can pay 7 life and draw a bunch of cards and whatever. But
says your angel is dead.
and see, now Odeon can also cast the Entomb at end of turn. Now, because there's no angel, which is pretty relevant.
This game is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be one-sided, one
Well,
person plays something and it's over.
Usually it seems like that's how it goes, but this has actually been a very, very interesting match. So I'm curious, Gabriel Thought Seizes? No, he's going to just... So effectively, Gabriel's at 3. Effectively. Either he's going to pay the 7 life, which I highly doubt he will. Especially if he casts that Faithless Looting that fast. You know what I mean? Which means that he probably... You know, so he could draw 7 and potentially reanimate... Not reanimate, but like Animate Dead or something, whatever, you know what I mean? But, yeah. He's effectively at 3 because Odeon's going to attack for 7. He's going to pay a bunch of life.
Draw a whole bunch of cards.
Do you want to draw? Do you want to? I feel like you want to.
Oh, he was at 6, not 9.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought he was at 9.
No,
I was like, if you're at 9, you just go for it.
Not Chancellor. Sorry.
Elishnorn.
Elishnorn. That's gonna be really, really good.
You win the combat.
You win the combat, and you actually almost kill Gabriel. You attack for 9, and put him at 1.
That's super good.
And then Grizzlebrand can only attack back for 5. Or chump for 5, which is probably more likely what's going to happen. So Gabriel had a really good... Definitely attacking with that Chancellor was...
Blocking?
No, Gabriel attacked with the Chancellor.
Oh, Gabriel.
That was
yeah.
definitely probably not the greatest thing that he could have done. I think at that point though he just thought he's like, I'll just smash. You know what I mean? Like
This Elish Norn is just basically going to be an enchantment, isn't it? I guess it can attack.
it can attack for animate dig gives it -1/-0, so he can attack
Yeah.
for 3.
I didn't consider that the Grizzlebrand was going to be smaller.
Yeah, and the Grizzlebrand's gonna be a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, a 5/5. So it won't even kill the Elish Norn either.
I don't think Odeon can activate here.
I don't think I would, unless you had another reanimate spell and
Another Grizzlebrand?
Faithless Looting. He has another Grizzlebrand in his hand.
Oh,
but-
okay.
But I think unless you had another like Faithless Looting or something, I don't think you would want to.
Tidespout
Which he
Tyrant would be
does.
an interesting card to see come in a battle here.
I don't know if I would have discarded the Grizzlebrand. Because now, I mean, Gabriel's not going to, but Gabriel could attack for 5, take Odeon to 9, and then cast the Amit Dead or something of his own to, replace the Grizzlebrands.
And it would only be a 4-power Grizzlebrand?
5. Oh, 4 power with the Animate Dead or something.
Yeah.
You could also Exhume or whatever, which Exhume would actually just bring Odeon's guy back to himself, so I don't know
Yeah, so
why I'm thinking that, but
he's left with some really bad options here.
attack for 5. Can't block.
Says, yeah. And he must have a plan.
I think this is his only way out, is to gain, and then I think he might have another effect to be able to get that Grizzlebrand or something. No, let's Scooby Scoop it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so I think he should have blocked.
I think so too. I agree.
It was
So-
looking really bad for him, but
The last time that I streamed with you, we had somebody, I think it was Jorgensen, or was it somebody else, was talking about Custody Lich and the Reanimator Mirror. It's the 5 mana. It's a 5/2 zombie that when it comes to play, you become the Monarch, and he says whenever you become the Monarch,
the sack
each
guy.
opponent sacrifices a creature. Yeah. Oh, target player sacrifices a creature. Yeah, they were talking about that card. Ooh, I want to see somebody play it so bad in Reanimator now, because you're just like, Custody Lich, you sack a dude. Like, so much value. Was it not you, Jorgensen? Okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was you. Maybe it was somebody else then. Yeah, it seems really spicy. Like, it seems kind of spicy. I don't think it's necessarily good enough to maybe actually put in the 15. But if you're seeing a lot of mirror matches in your local FNM, I'm actually kind of a huge fan of this card now.
Huh.
Because you also become the Monarch, so you also draw more cards, too. Like, huge upside. It's a 4/2, not a 5/2, my bad. But still. That is Elish Norn, which sucks. But
I think I do like it.
and 5 mana isn't that hard to get to.
I mean, yeah, it works against Show and Tell. It works against this.
Yeah, it's actually really good against Show and Tell. Well, assuming that they use Show and Tell and drop an Eldrazi.
Yeah, and
Not Omniscience, but
Yeah.
I almost wonder even if they're going to play Omniscience, if you can just, if you want like Oblivion Ring or something, I don't know.
Oblivion Ring.
Dude, Oblivion Ring is actually not that bad against Show and Tell.
Nah.
Because it hits anything that they show on Show and Tell.
No.
It's a 3 mana removal spell.
It's okay, I guess.
And then they just Echoing Truth it later and get it whatever it was that you tucked underneath it back, and then you lose.
Yeah.
I think that's realistically the only reason why it doesn't see that much play, but
You know, a Grizzlebrand hits the field. It's too late. You've already lost.
they draw 7 and then you're like, okay,
Yeah, they're
I
just
target it. Can I have it?
Woo!
Can I have it?
Like, yeah, you can have it. Here's another one.
I'm gonna Show and Tell with this Emrakul now. That's why you play multiples in your sideboard.
And you can't even cast it, really. I
Ooh.
guess you could, maybe.
In the good old
Lotus
days,
Petal.
when you could like Oblivion Ring something, and then Oblivion Ring, like a legendary permanent, and then Oblivion Ring another legendary permanent, and then they play another legendary permanent of the same type of those two, and you blow up one of your Oblivion Rings to like kill both of them back in the good old days when
Sounds
legendary things were still relevant.
Oh, thank Jeebus that's gone.
I'm really glad it's gone too. Legacy's gotten, I think, a lot better since then because of that. You're not nobody's playing Jittes just to play Jitte to counter other people's Jittes. That is 2 games now that Gabriel started with the Chancellor. That's pretty good.
And Odeon is just hoping that he goes and entombs something. I don't know. Like,
even if he does, he doesn't have the mana to
he doesn't have any mana?
well, no, he doesn't have. No, he has a mana, but now he's being taxed.
Oh.
He can't just, yeah. It is a huge flavor fill, and like trying to explain to new players legendary rule is really complicated too. I've always just had to explain it to them. I'm like, well, you have a Captain Kirk. You can't have 2 Captain Kirks. There's only one Captain Kirk. Because if 2 Captain Kirks saw each other, they'd fight each other to the death. I don't know. Doesn't work. You only have one Captain Kirk. They're like, oh, that makes sense. I'm like, yeah, legendary. Like, there's only one of them. I don't know. I don't make up the rules.
My brother's redheaded, so we always have this joke where if 2 redheads touch, they fuse. So it's kind of like that.
An evil twin goatee token? Yeah, right?
Oh my gosh, that's glorious.
The doppelganger, yeah.
The darkest timeline token.
I think that was the whole reason why they created Evil Twin, wasn't it? Because didn't Evil Twin come into play, but it was still named Evil Twin or something? Look up Evil Twin real quick. Because it had the 1 blue, 1 black, tap, destroy, the opposite. I can't remember if it got around Legendary or not. I don't think it did, actually. I think it didn't. I think I'm just really wanting this to be a thing. Nope, it just, yeah, it enters the battlefield and becomes a copy. Yeah, it's the exact same copy. Fail. I'm a fail. Anyway, that would've been really cool. That would've been a really cool flavorful. If Evil Twin was not the same name though. If it was named like Evil whatever,
Evil Twin.
Oh, that's so rough. Especially if Gabriel has a reanimate spell. That's super, super rough.
He took the Iona and he's just
Dark Ritual. Animate dead. Iona. Alright, scoop up. That was more what we were expecting.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like if you're on the play, you keep Iona, but if you're on the draw, I don't know if I would because of that reason. I don't know. That's rough.
And magic.
I like the Darkest Timeline. The Darkest Timeline token. Which one's the Darkest Timeline token?
Have you ever seen Community?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's the goatee in the Darkest Timeline.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. It was like it took me a second to put those together, but yeah. I like the Darkest Time token idea too. That's awesome. They kind of did a little bit of that, just a little bit in this new set with the Eternalized type stuff. It's not the same as a twin or a copy, but just the whole with the mummification, like, you know what I mean, reviving them, and they're now a zombie and addition dollar types and whatever.
Kinda, I guess.
They kind like it's not
a stretch.
It's not the same by any means, but it's still kind of a cool flavor thing that they did.
Yeah.
Granted, I wish they would have
That's
made
a
at
really
least
cool mechanic,
one
by the
good
way.
freaking card out of that whole thing. That might have been actually playable, but
Yeah.
I feel like they come up with these really awesome mechanics, and they're just like, we really don't want to make this broken, so we're just not going to make one of the cards good enough to play anywhere else. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough.
Yeah. I think that they don't want to push the whole format, you know?
Well, I think they have
Like-
one card,
There's the Crucible Snake.
yeah, well, yeah,
I think that was our card.
I think that was our one gimme. Yeah, probably.
There's also the Unearth, the pseudo Unearth out of the graveyard. or
yeah, the
whatever.
1 black bring a guy 2 or less CMC, and then it can give it.
I think that like a
haste.
couple of these things were pushed. Like they just don't want to push the whole format.
No,
or
and
like
I get that. I'm just saying that they could have like one card that would be like good enough
Oh.
for like Legacy that had the new Eternalize mechanic.
yeah, so like a flagship Eternalize. Like this card is good
But-
enough for Legacy.
But that's the problem though, is I think that well, looking at Standard as a whole, I mean, how many cards have they banned in Standard in the last 6 months? Like, they also probably don't want that
I'll be
one
honest,
card
I
to
have
be
no
banned.
idea.
They banned a lot of cards. They probably just don't want to ban, have to ban that card from Standard, you know?
I think the problem is, yeah, like, trying to make a card that... Making a card fair but good enough for Legacy is steep. That's hard.
That's very hard.
And having it not break Standard at the same time...
And we've seen that most of the cards that end up getting played in Legacy, other than maybe the new Naga guy, usually get printed in like alternative type stuff, right? Like Trinity Nemesis got printed in a commander deck. You know, Flusterstorm got printed in a commander deck. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Most of these things we see get printed in. I mean, Sanctum Prelate got printed in. Oh my gosh, what was the deck? What was that
Conspiracy?
thing? Conspiracy. Thank you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Most of the legacy push things are now in those
Yeah.
products.
Shardless Agent, Baleful
Yeah.
Strix were
Baleful
both like
Strix,
plain chase.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And so, I think they're just.
Those are good places for them.
I think that's probably their hard fix for that. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe even soft fix is to just print the legacy push awesome stuff in those other things, and
It's
then
a good
keep
place for
Standard
it.
to be for Standard and Modern. And if it does trickle down, sure.
It would be cool if they ended up in like what's it called? Like Eternal Masters and stuff. If they tried to push a couple of cards in there, just like, hey, like, how about this one? And
They've
just-
kind of done that
instead
with
of-
like Sanctum Prelate. And
I understand that they're like reprint formats, but like having a new card in Eternal Masters. you
They've
know?
done that though.
Have they?
Yeah, like Sanctum Prelate and stuff. Yeah.
I thought that was.
Oh, you're talking
Conspiracy.
about in Eternal Masters. Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
in Eternal Masters. Well, that's the whole point. Is like it'd be printing like a new card in Modern Masters. You can't do that. Like the whole point is that like they're reprints of cards that need reprints.
Jorgensen has a point where, like, yeah, Delve is just. It's a lot harder in Standard.
Yeah, and I thought, and weirdly enough, I kind of feel like Treasure Cruise is okay-ish in Legacy, and I say that I'm probably gonna get martyred.
Yeah.
Or not martyred, but
I'm gonna kill you.
You know what I mean? Like
I thought.
killed for it. But I definitely think that Dig Through Time was too broken. It made decks way too consistent, way too good, way too good.
What was the name of the guy?
I mean, Cormog Angler, like almost kind of
Why do
break.
you put a K in front of that?
I don't know, Cormog.
Cormog?
Cormog.
It's a G.
Is it?
Gurmog.
Oh my gosh,
G.
Gurmog. I don't know why I do that. It's because every time I see it, I think of a Q. Gurmog Angler. Wow, that's the first time I've realized I've done that. The Gurmog Angler though, like isn't he a common or an uncommon? Or
He's a
something?
common.
He's even like busted. Like he's busted in Legacy. You know, 1 black for a 5/5 is legit.
I think Busted is a.
I think he's pretty busted.
Ooh.
Very macabre.
Get Fairy Macabre.
That doesn't cost any mana, by the way, so you can do that for free.
He doesn't even have to cast it. It's an activated ability.
Yeah, exactly. Just discards it.
Whoa.
Busted is pretty strong. I mean, okay, he's maybe not busted. Like he's really good though. Like he's a common with the Delve mechanic, and he's really good. Like he pushes. He made like Grixis really good. Like you know what I mean. Grixis was before or not even playable, and now you know. With that, Grixis is really,
The only
powerful.
thing that I don't like about Gurmog Angler is that it doesn't interact well with Trinisphere. You can still pay 1 mana for it because Delve counts as paying the cost.
But yeah,
it is 1 card that interacts with one other card weirdly.
Yeah,
but I wish
feel
it
like
was.
that's fine though.
I wish it was worded more like instead of.
Exactly,
Yeah.
Jorgensen. I think that was a good example of Delve being good enough, but not too good. We don't even see Tastiger. Like Tastiger was all over the place in Modern when it came out too, and all those like, you know, Bug and Grixis shells that were trying to play with them.
It's just the 1 power is a big deal.
But
and,
and that's the thing is like a lot of times you're not gonna have 4 mana to flip the top 2.
That's exactly
and
it.
And like it's better to just have a 5/5 that beater than try to leave up mana because you're not even usually in Grixis you're not paying for your counter spells anyway. You're doing them for free with days or.
This
Force
looks
of
like
Will.
a no discard. Whatever.
Collective
this is.
Brutality.
Collective Brutality.
I don't feel like you need to discard, and you don't want to because then Gabriel can just flip around and reanimate whatever you discard. Oh, and yeah, you're right. Definitely, Caracas is all. That's I didn't think about that either. Caracas is definitely would be a blowout for Tassiger too. You're right.
Mhm.
I didn't think about that either.
I didn't think about that at all.
So we got a surgical extraction on the stack. I think he's hitting the. What are they looking
Are
at?
we looking up a ruling?
Let me go look.
I'll put on these headphones. Yeah, he's just gonna exile the Faithless Looting. And the mode he picked on Collective Brutality is reveal.
You just want to make sure you can hit Faithless Looting.
Oh, why wouldn't he?
I just think that, yeah, it's all good. I think he was just debating between Bloodstained Myers or not.
Huh.
Anyway, so. But yeah, like, I don't know. At the same time, like, I thought Dig Through Time, it's really bought. It's really broken. Like, it's a really, really, really good card. I just think that it really warped Legacy in the sense that a lot of decks were then trying to put stuff in their graveyards to
Yeah.
cast it. And I think if anybody, like, could have showed up with some Rest in Pieces, like, you know what I mean? It might have, like, slowed it down a little bit. Because then now it's costing 8 mana or whatever it is to, you know, cast Dig Through Time. Or not Dig Through Time,
Treasure Cruise.
Treasure Cruise.
Oh,
But at the same time, the fact that Burn could splash blue,
Gabriel just
like,
flipped,
was really, really, really
flipped the
good.
top card into a Faithless, and I don't think he's gonna get rid of either of the cards in his hand. Well, maybe the Unmask. Unmask isn't fantastic right now, especially with no other black card.
Yeah. I don't think they ever give Legacy enough time to adapt, like, realistically. I really don't think they do.
Don't they wait like a year between bannings usually?
Treasure Cruise got banned very, very quickly. It was like 6 months maybe. Well, that was the thing, and so then
That one was fine.
When Theros came out and stuff like that, or no, Theros had. Did Theros come out before? Theros came out before. They had the 2-mana Spirit of the Labyrinth and stuff like that out of Born of the Gods that said players can't draw extra spells and, like, you know what I mean. There was just, I think there was enough things out there that.
Oh,
They just need to let the format adapt.
still deciding what he wants to discard
I think
with
it
his
is
Faithless
too.
Looting.
I think it is too. I feel like WotC really doesn't like a dynamic shift in formats at all.
No, I thought it was because like Delver became like 30% of the format or more.
Yeah, it's because everyone wants to play the new stuff. I think it would
No.
rotate back at some point.
It was so good.
It was okay. It was really good. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just saying. I think that they could have given it some more time.
An unhealthy amount of good.
Yeah, but then they banned Treasure Cruise, and then Dig Through Time like blew up.
Yeah,
So
and they waited a while on the dig through time.
they did wait a while on the Dig Through Time, and then it proved to be completely bonkers good, broken.
I don't think something has to be unbeatable. I just think it has to be way too good. Like when a pro has to show up to a tournament with a specific deck because it's
and that's
that
what
good.
and that's what they don't like. They don't like the idea that pros are all playing and picking the same deck. It's the same reason why we saw Top get banned.
Yeah,
Other than time, I mean, we've already talked about this. Time was a major component of that, but yeah. So we're not even paying attention to what's going on in this game.
I've been trying.
and it's surprising because
keep
Reanimator's
derailing.
still going. I know. I'm sorry. We're just having a really good conversation about, you know, cards being printed and how they're not pushing things.
I
And
thought it was kind of funny how he didn't discard his Angel to that Faithless Looting. He must have just been afraid of a reanimate spell on Odeon's side.
I think so too. Which, as we can see, Odeon has a bunch.
Yeah, and
I think that's fair.
I don't think Gabriel. Sorry, Gabriel. Cormog.
Gabriel. Gabriel. I don't know why I say Cormog. I just, every time I see it, I think of a Q instead of a G. I'm just being weird.
He hasn't seen Odeon's hand, but he has to know that it's just like. Has he seen his
Well, like,
hand?
Who's?
You haven't been paying attention. Why am I
I
asking
know
you?
Odeon has tons of reanimating spells.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
but does Gabriel know that?
Gabriel, I think, does.
He's got to assume, though.
Yeah, I think he knows. I think chances are he at least has one, and that's all that matters. As long as Odeon has one, that's all that matters. Like, Gabriel needs to be able to not only pitch the angel, but also reanimate the angel on the same turn, which I think is what he's doing here. Chancellor of the Annex. So I think he's flashing back Faithless Looting, and this might be the turn that he does pitch the Chancellor and reanimates it the very certain turn.
Yeah. I was just curious how close he was to being able to just
cast it.
Paying it. He was really far off.
He was really off, yeah, it's 7.
Yeah,
most of the things that reanimate are 7 or above, except for Sire.
Yeah, is Sire 6?
6, yeah. Okay, but here's another example. We have Leovold.
He's fine.
Leovold was getting splashed everywhere. Everywhere. Like,
sure, I saw that.
There's lots of decks splashing blue, splashing white, splashing whatever colors to get, or not white, splashing blue, splashing green, whatever to get him in those decks. And even then, they didn't ban him because they let the meta kind of go long enough, and he petered out, and now he's where he's at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And people realize, okay, he's good, he's really good, but he's not as broken. You know what I mean?
There's a
and
huge difference.
And I know I'm comparing apples and oranges. I'm comparing draw 3 cards for 1 blue versus a guy that has a lot more, dies of removal. But
should I turn this back on?
If you want to, sure.
I'm gonna turn on the back cam again so you can see our ugly faces.
Those beards. Yes.
What's he looking through? That graveyard?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. He's animate deading the Iona. I think that's what's going on.
Or he's preparing to.
Which Odeon's got the Thoughtseize. Reveal those things.
Get your Grizzlebrand. Eat.
Reanimate your Grizzlebrand.
That took a while.
Yeah, there was a lot of playing around each other's stuff to do things.
Yeah, the hand control on both sides has been really good.
So we know Gabriel doesn't have a reanimate spell because Odeon just checked.
Very good.
No, yeah, and sorry, we just got sidetracked watching the reanimating match, so I didn't get to go out and finish my spiel about the thing. I guess my point is,
that cam is glitchy.
You pay 1 blue, draw 3, but then, the trade-off is that Leovold is a 3/3. Yeah, he cantrips, which even then, paying 3 mana to make an opponent discard a card and you draw a card, it's actually pretty fair, still kind of in a way. I think the brainstorming, shutting off brainstorming and stuff like that, that effect is a little way good. I think that's way good.
Yeah.
But, again, and he's legendary. You can Karakas him, you can't have multiples of him out, you know what I mean?
I think that the biggest argument is that he goes in the 3 slot, and that makes it so that you either can't run as many true names or you have to build your deck differently.
Well, yeah, and he costs 3, 1 of each
Odeon
color.
is just going to win that, by the way.
Yeah, he costs 3, 1 of each mana, which is also relevant because it means your wastelands are getting bogged up a little bit too. I feel like that's why they haven't banned him, is because he warped the format for the little bit that he did, and it's slowly shifting back a little bit.
Yeah. I don't see him almost at all anymore. Not the way I did, at least.
Right.
When I see him,
when he came out, everybody was like, "Oh, this card's so busted!" And now they're like, "Okay, this card's really good, and it's pretty broken in situations, but it's not. Hey, I have a Leovold, they win the game."
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
I think the comparison is True Name, the other 3-drop, and compared to True Name, I think he's it's apples and oranges because one is a god of combat, and the other one is a god of control and card advantage.
Yeah.
But they're both your 3 slot, and you can deal with him, and he doesn't just win you the game. True Name doesn't either.
Yeah.
He's very good though. I thought for a while that True Name might have needed a ban, but we adjusted for that too.
I think they need to give us a little bit more spells to deal with True Names. I mean, coming from a Jund player, like True Name is like dumb. I know I play four Lilianas, and I have sideboard hate for him, but like, it's a little dumb that they can just go turn 2 True Name, I win. Like it's a little frustrating sometimes. It's like, okay, I'm glad that you're playing blue and can afford this deck, and you can just beat me. He technically doesn't die to Doomblade, but I know what you're getting at, Jorgensen. He isn't just a dumb creature. I'm just saying, like, but he's dealable because you can remove him versus Treasure Cruise is just drawing 3 and you have to counter it if you can. Like, it's just different. It's just different.
Yeah, and if you're a deck that doesn't run Force of Will or any other counter spells, you can't fight on the same axis as... Like, you can't stop that Treasure Cruise. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, unless you're running Graveyard Hate to slow it down or something. Like,
yeah.
And even then, they're putting so many cards in their graveyard, you'd have to have a complete, like, a... You can't Tormod's Crypt it.
I'm not an expert on this, but, like, I think rather than Treasure Cruise, you should probably be talking about Dig Through Time.
Dig Through Time. I think Dig Through Time was really the out of the two, Dig Through Time was the more problematic. The fact that Miracles could play 1 or 2 of them, and they're like... I don't know where my terminus is, so I'm just going to dig through time and find it. And they're like, okay, cool, I found my win con. I went and found my angel. What is that card that makes angels? Oh my gosh. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just lost
Entreat the Angels.
Entreat the Angels. And then I found my terminus. Okay, I brainstorm, put them back on top, and now I can just shuffle them through. Like,
I see.
That's really good. The fact that, lots of decks, they, like, even, I saw some Storm decks were running them. Instead of running, like, Ad Nauseam, they were running those instead because they're just, like, cantripping through, and then they're like, dig through time, eat all my stuff, go find my stuff, you know, my thing.
Yeah.
It was really, really, really
a card has to have a deck that it's good in, and the deck has to become too good. And I don't think it would be broken in Delver. It might be really good, but I don't know if it would be broken in Delver. Yeah.
Dig Through Time didn't see play in Delver.
Okay.
Because 2 blue is a little...
I know,
not what they wanted to do.
So it doesn't fit in that shell, but Show and Tell...
Yeah, no, and it made Show and Tell really good.
Show and Tell is a deck that
example.
I'm afraid of getting too good and they have to ban it at some point. Like, they might just print something that goes in it that they didn't really mean to.
Well, they have to be careful with, like, what big fatties they print, right? Like, Grizzlebrand, as an example. Like, they have to be careful. They're like, okay, is this guy... I mean, like, obviously they want to keep making big, huge, awesome creatures. But, like, yeah, what they were printing, it's the same thing as the Birthing Pod in Modern. Like,
yeah.
It limits what they can print going forward because they're like, well, would this be too broken in Show and Tell? Yes or no? Like,
yeah.
You know, yes, it would be. Okay, cool, then maybe we shouldn't print this card. Or maybe we should tone it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Say we're living in a world that doesn't have Show and Tell, like Show and Tell is banned or something. Like, do you think Dig Through Time can come back? I think so. Like, I think that is probably the deck that I'm like, this is the deck that breaks it and makes it so we have to keep this card banned.
I don't think R&D is thinking about that either. I think R&D actually probably doesn't even think about Legacy at all very much. I think that there is a little bit of talk, though. I would imagine there's at least a conversation about, hey, what would this guy do in Show and Tell? Odeon did, yeah. So Odeon won 2-1. Sorry. For those of you at home who are you know, watching the game, sorry we're not talking about the game. I feel like this is a really good conversation. Yeah, I think they definitely think about Legacy. I think the trade-off is, and when they have different R&D programs or different R&D groups for different projects, like they have a different R&D group for Hours of Devastation than they do for like the Commander's Arsenal stuff, or Commander, or anything Commander. You know what I mean? They have different R&D groups. Now, some of those people probably trade around or whatever, get assigned to new groups, whatever. But I doubt, like, as a whole unit R&D, they're like, let's see what we can do with Legacy. You know what I mean? Like, what can we not bust in Legacy, though?
The cards that are good in Legacy are kind of identifiable. Even, like, oh, this could be too good in Standard. Like, the things that have slipped through have been, like, Delve. And, yeah, that's really good in Legacy.
I think Delve's pretty fair, really.
It didn't break it.
It didn't really break it.
It
made Grixis good, which is relevant because Grixis wasn't a thing before that.
That's like, good. Like, more decks are good.
Yeah, more decks, more options.
And you can't just go Gurmag Angler, Gurmag Angler, Gurmag Angler, go.
Right, you have one Gurmag Angler, and then you have to wait some time to be able to cast another one. Yeah.
They're spaced out.
Right.
And, like, eventually we'll get to the next one.
But yeah, and ingenuity. I think again, like I think that they definitely think about it to some extent. But yeah, like Jorgensen said, their main job is to make money on standard. Which, speaking of which, ingenuity. I'm sorry. We're gonna go find out if I can find somebody to go play a match real quick.
Every chat or every stream, at some point, alcohol has come up.
Oh really?
Come up.
Somebody
I had to
Somebody
wake up
share
5 hours
some.
early this morning, so
Oh.
I'm a little bit loopy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has come up every time. I wonder if the store would be okay with us drinking on stream. Yes, ingenuity cummed. I'm just talking like a rugrat. I don't know. Yeah, that our second camera died. I don't know what happened to it, but we had pretty much everybody from the store in here trying to fix it.
Come back here, you can. If you want to, you can come back here. It's up to you.
Not doing anything.
So we've got 6 minutes left now, and so everybody else is either finishing up or walking around getting drinks and stuff.
Yeah.
So let's just wait 6 minutes for round 3. So sorry about not having games for you guys. I'm sorry, but I think this is a really interesting conversation. I want to get back to it. I definitely think that, and that's the thing. I think R&D for, oh wow. I definitely think that R&D for standard doesn't think or care about legacy very much, if any. But I definitely think that R&D for commander, for for not Eternal Masters obviously too, but what's it called? Oh my gosh, conspiracy and stuff like that. I think they definitely probably do a lot of research to find out what needs help, what needs a little bit of support.
I think those are the formats that they push cards in that they want to appear in.
Yeah.
Like that's where they print. What is it? White, colorless.
Sacred Prelate.
No.
Oh.
The spell cancels judgment.
Oh, Cancels Judgment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a direct answer for a lot of things that needed an answer. Even Leavold, there wasn't a whole lot of bug decks really kind of running around. There was Shardless bug, right? But it was good, but it was a little, it needed a little bit of a boost. And so Leavold really helped out in that deck. And I think that definitely there's a lot of casual players that play Conspiracy. I don't see a lot of Legacy players going and drafting Conspiracy a whole lot. But I think that the fact that they put those cards in Conspiracy definitely means that they're going to sell more, obviously, because now Legacy players are like, oh, hey, I really want to get a foil Leavold or whatever, or hey, they reprinted Brainstorm. I want to get a foil Brainstorm.
And
you know what I mean? So they'll buy into that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Players like me, maybe that I don't draft that often. I usually don't have the money for it. But when I find out that there's a cool card in it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll look up what's in the set. And then I start paying attention to the set. Maybe I'm like, maybe I do want to draft this.
This
it's
does look a
cool.
lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. And I think that because of that, they do spend some more time definitely researching. But yeah, and they also put they put show and tell, sneak attack, and a lot of those things see play in EDH and things like that. I mean, show and tell is it's a lot of blue players, tabletop kitchen magic players. That's a really big card for them. You know what I mean? It's awesome. It's cool to put your big huge guy in for free against your friends.
It still seems like a green card to me.
It's very good. Well, the Eureka was the
Yeah.
original, but kind of like that. But
Do you think a Eureka deck would be a thing if show and tell went away?
well, Eureka's banned.
Oh, is it already banned?
Yeah, Eureka's not playable. Right?
No.
Yeah,
Wait, really?
Eureka's banned, dude.
Wait, in the EDH?
And no, in
Legacy.
Yeah, Legacy, I think it's banned.
Yeah, we're gonna pull it up. Yeah, 4 mana. Both players may take any permanent. I think the problem is with Eureka is that you continually keep doing it.
It's a trap.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
If they keep doing it though, I'm gonna look it up on this because
Yeah, we'll pull up the Eureka card. He's pulling it up right now. So.
I spell Eureka. Why do I?
Why don't you just pull it up on the thing? for everybody.
Okay. There's that. And there's that.
So I think the problem is that you can repeat that process, and I think that's the main reason why
I don't think that there's.
it's banned.
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
I spelled it
is.
wrong.
Eureka. I am almost positive it's banned.
Okay. Well, do you want to put money on that?
No.
Legacy, legal.
What?
I get to beat you up in the parking lot now.
You do get to beat me up. I thought it was banned.
So
Why
back to
is nobody playing that?
Because it's 4 mana.
So what? Get your own Trinisphere. That's also $150.
What?
That's not. I thought
It
it
gets
was,
around
I thought it
Trinisphere.
was-
What does it?
It's because it's 4 mana. I'm just making a joke.
Oh,
man.
okay. I was so
You
confused.
got really trolled by that, and I really appreciate it. It makes me feel better about thinking that card was banned. I thought that card was banned.
I thought it was too.
It's just old.
I thought it was banned.
Yeah, it was printed in.
Yeah, it's like $150 or something.
Yeah, it hasn't been printed in paper since Legends.
Yeah. It's sweet.
Look at this card.
It's very sweet. Like, it's very happy.
That's
like,
a really low res thing, but it says E equals MC squared on his little,
on the little, yeah.
his wormy there.
I think I like the artwork for that one, the original one, but I like the artwork on the...
What is that
Little
that's
too.
flying up there?
I don't know. It looks like a little germ guy or something. A little, thought bubble. I don't know. Anyway, why isn't nobody playing that deck?
Because it's bad.
I believe
Sneak
it.
attack is
Yeah.
better.
Sneak attack's way better, but they did do a suspend version of it. Maybe is it the suspend version that's banned then? I know that one's banned in modern because it costs
it's
0
not.
because it's suspend, and so
What card is that? As Foretold? Is that the card?
No, as we're told,
No.
the new enchantment that you can once per turn cast a spell for free
Oh.
if it's equal to the things on it. Sneak attack's 4 mana, and then it costs 1 red to activate. Yeah, Hypergenesis is what is banned, but that's also because you can cascade into it.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it broken.
Oh, okay. It's Eureka with Suspend for 3.
Yeah. And even then, I still don't understand why.
Only banned in Modern, though.
Yeah. I think it's the idea that you can keep repeating that process, but you don't have to. You just do it the one time.
I don't think that makes any difference.
Why is nobody playing this? I guess you can even do blue-green.
Because it's hard. It's hard to, like, actually use.
You can cast it immediately off of As Foretold. You can.
Chalice for 0 hits
And that's
it.
actually really good because you can, like, uptick it and you're like, okay, I can cast my Brainstorm for free.
What are you using to cascade into it? Violent Outburst or something?
Oh, a Hypergenesis?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so assuming that you're not playing red for sneak attack, you'd be doing blue-green. You could at that point place, like, Shardless Agent, which doesn't seem bad, actually, because most stuff you're going to be casting into aren't going to be your counter spells, because all your counter spells are going to be higher mana, like your Force of Wills,
Yeah.
which means that you can flip into, like, Brainstorm.
So that means that
stuff like that.
If you play Cascade, that means you can't play any cantrips.
Yeah, you can. You can play, like, Ponders and Brainstorms and
No,
stuff.
But then
Because
you
then
can't
you're-
cascade correctly.
Oh, well, yeah, because you'd want to cascade right into Hypergenesis.
Yeah.
But I thought we were playing As Foretold too. I'm just kidding. I feel like I don't feel like you should not build.
It's
a deck
gonna feel
that's
so good to beat you up
just-
in the parking lot.
I don't think that you'd want to play a Cascade deck into just Hypergenesis. That seems really, really bad, really, really bad. But I'm just saying you could do that, you know.
Do we want to keep seeing combo decks on stream?
I don't think we have anybody playing Storm tonight because Shay
Is
is
Calvin
Oh,
not?
Calvin's playing.
He usually always plays it.
Yeah, we can get Calvin on. Yeah. Trying to think of a YouTube fight that would be similar to that.
Yeah, that's why Kyra's not here. He said he was gonna play white borders and get the sleeves that made everything white border,
Oh.
and so I beat him up last week in the parking
I
lot.
saw this black guy. He didn't look like he was doing so well.
We're joking. I haven't assaulted anyone.
Yet. The night is still young.
Did they just call
I
around?
think they just called, yeah. So let's go look and see.
Bump this up to round
You
3.
showed the new promo,
What's the new promo?
the Crucible Worlds with legs.
Oh. The really hard to pronounce first way name,
Yeah,
and
it's-
then
Magus
Excavator.
Worlds.
I hate that name. Run a map, excavator.
Yeah, that's it.
Runim. Ian.
I don't know. You said the name. I started looking at.
Ramonap. Thank you.
Alright, no, they just called pairings for a draft, so we're still waiting. We're at negative 2 minutes. I'm sorry, guys, for the long wait.
Oh, they don't have the new promo on TCG yet.
I think he'll be really good. I see him being played like Maverick. I think that he's definitely a Maverick card.
That's what people are saying.
I think that you could play him in,
A sideboard.
yeah, maybe a sideboard and something like Jund, or maybe in like Grixis, not Grixis, sorry, Bug or something.
I don't think he's.
But like he's
I've-
not even good in lands. Crucible's not even that good in lands. You know what I mean?
No,
Unless you're playing the blue version, which very
I
rarely
think people are going
play.
crazy over this because the other card is good, and he's gonna see like. I think the way most people
I'm
do
sorry,
this is.
Ingenuity. We're almost there. We're almost there, Ingenuity. I'm sorry, man.
What's it called? So on MTG Top 8, usually you can look up how many of a certain card have been played in a year. I think there's probably going to be like 12 of these, and then we're going to see less and less of them. I just don't see this going in a lot of decks that are very. I don't think it's exciting
Yeah, I
enough.
think it's gonna be a one of in Maverick. I can't.
In the board. It's not even good enough for the main, in my opinion.
You can green some Zenith for it
Who cares?
out of the main. Okay, so
What are you pulling out of your graveyard
So-
over and over?
your Wastelands. Well, my point is, they play 4 of Knights of the Requiem, and a lot of
Yeah.
times they can just they'll tap him and just like wasteland you out over a couple turns. So if they're gonna do that game plan anyway, this guy does the exact same thing. Like, only you don't have to sacrifice your current lands to be able to do it. Okay, now legacy pairings are up. I'm gonna go get a round going.
Okay, I could be wrong. I don't think he's exciting enough.
No.
Thank you for agreeing with me.
Dice did too much removal, and even if you get it out, it
Yeah.
still has to sit for a turn, because if you're going to play it on turn 3, it's going to be.
Yeah,
It's just going to sit there.
I think most of the time it's going to be a 3-mana 2/3 that plays a land.
Maybe. Because you figure if it's turn 3, you played your land, which means you can't play one
Oh,
from
I
the
don't think
graveyard.
you're playing this on turn 4 and getting up to 4 mana.
I would much rather play a 4-drop spell on turn 4.
Yeah. Well, you don't need the 4th mana to play. I don't know.
Right, in order to activate it, you're going to have to wait till turn 4.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just a 2/3 for 3.
Yeah, it's not good. Like one of the criteria for a creature being good in Magic is does it do something immediately?
Right.
If no, then it's not that great. Like I play Crucible in my main deck because I play Mud, and a lot of the time it sits in my hand because I have the land already, or there's nothing in my graveyard.
Okay. Calvin is like low on the bracket. So we've got Jordan on the right playing Sans Red. It's 4-color Deathblade. So it doesn't have any red.
Does Sans mean not?
Sans means not. Yeah. And then we've got Josh
I
playing.
think that's the word of the week.
Sans. Yeah. And Josh is playing.
Just so.
Death and Taxes.
Yep. Just so.
All right. You're more welcome to join in the conversation.
I'm gonna fix this to say Josh.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I didn't realize you did that. I'm a little dyslexic sometimes.
Dyslexic.
Dyslexic.
Dyslexic. Yeah.
Less Dixic.
No, we're not allowed to say that.
You're right. You're right. You're right. We don't want Twitch to be mad at us. I didn't mean it that way, but yeah. No, I think that Remnant. That's the only deck that really wants to see him get played. I think is that one because you can green Sun Zenith
And
for him.
even then,
I think it's a little bit of a stretch. But
Hey, and that's a Turf 5 to use that activated if you're green sunning.
what?
As soon as it comes into play, you've already played your land for the turn, assuming.
Oh yeah.
Which means you're waiting their turn for it to
to get
actually
the extra.
using it.
Right. Agreed. I think that there's definitely a deck that could be built a little bit more around him
oh,
if you really wanted to do something
we
like that.
we build decks around good cards, Rich.
I know. I'm just saying. But like, okay, like, but there's like the Gitrog monster. Like Gitrog monster seems really good. I think in Legacy if you can get to the 5 mana. Oh, thanks for showing us your hand, Jordan.
It will be good in EDH, though. I will give
But I think
you credit for
it
that.
needed a printing in EDH. I'm more excited about it for
Sure.
EDH personally.
Yeah.
I'm just not sold on the
I
Legacy.
agree, Jorgens. Yeah, EDH Commander, it's definitely.
I'm not an expert on Modern, so
Cube seems really good in Cube.
sure. Well,
No.
nah.
Screw you guys. It's
Mediocre.
good in Cube.
The lands aren't as good in Cube.
That's true. You're right.
You're using your fetch lands to search for your ponders and tops and
Yeah.
changing
Okay,
that stuff
so
up.
turn 1.
Planes into an Aether Vial.
Yeah.
Ooh, so he's playing 4-color Deathblade, and even then he's playing Wastelands. Ooh, the greedy.
Oh my gosh, that is pretty
Ooh,
greedy.
the
And
greedy.
more than one Wasteland, even.
More
There's
than
2
Wasteland.
there.
At least in his hand, at the very least. So we got a human on Thalia. A human on the Cavern of Souls, I mean.
Yeah, and there's a Force of Will
So
for
he can.
Jordan.
Yeah, which unfortunately is not able
not
to do anything there.
The best.
Now, True Name's really good against Death and Taxes, however. And we see that Josh is kind of out of gas already. He's a little out of gas.
True Name is good against Death and Taxes, but it's not. A lot of the time, it's not fast enough.
No, well, if he can get a batter school out, then it kind of becomes a standstill. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
gets us green source.
seems good. I think I would have hit the blue-white, but that's just me. I think he's more worried about like an
The-
abrupt decay or something like that, maybe.
Death Right activation.
And the Death Ray activation. But there's no creatures in the
Yeah.
graveyard anyway, but yeah. Well, I think that Josh isn't too worried right now or too scared. I think he's just.
That Wasteland actually tap in to make something relevant, which is weird in a
See,
4-color
I
deck.
think I would have hit the Tundra because of the blue-white source. Just because hitting a True Name, like, I don't know, that seems kind of.
Jordan grabs the Batter Skull for his Stoneforge.
Yeah.
Seems like a good get. We were talking about the Batter Skull coming down
That's
on
really
the other
good.
side of the
See,
field.
he can just wasteland out the Tundra, get rid of the white source now, so now he can't just
Yeah.
activate Stoneforge Mystic next turn. He has his
Yes, he
Aether
can.
Vial
Yes, he
on
can.
3.
Death
Oh,
Rights.
with Death Right, Sean. Shh. I'm dumb sometimes. Aether Vial, his Flicker was to build Flicker. A Germ token, I guess, is probably what he's going to Flicker.
To respond to Jorgensen's, I don't. Good enough to play a 2/3? I want to do something way more powerful than that, usually with my green in cube, but whatever.
Yeah, that's what Brad just said is Jorgensen too. He agrees with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
I usually always.
Josh is getting beat
nuke.
down.
True Name does that though. We don't have their life tools. I gotta adjust that real quick. You're good.
Yeah, Josh is in kind of a sticky situation.
Right. So
Even if he
this-
does get his activations
So this is actually gonna be pretty good for him because he has the Aether Belt on 3, so he can Flicker Wisp the Stoneforge. That's pretty relevant. Which means that he can Flicker to get his own Batter Skull.
Yeah. It's just it's pretty good and relevant. It's gonna be pretty slow.
but
He's low on
The
mana.
question, I honestly almost would. Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, that's just gonna start sniping stuff.
That's really rough. Yeah.
Man, that's not a third Wasteland. Something has happened, right? That's a third Wasteland, isn't it?
That's the second,
second.
one.
Okay. Whew.
Yeah, that's the
the
second.
other is Cavern.
He's gonna Flicker out this sword.
No, I mean on Jordan's side.
Yeah, it's 2. That's just
Okay.
1, 2. That was a little scary. He drew a Russian import, which is actually really good here because he can port. Except he doesn't want to port. He wants to hook that sword up.
Yeah, he can play the Mother of Runes.
He can play the Mother and port, which I think you want to
Port.
do. He has Russian
I
import.
think he wants to. Doesn't he want to
probably
jam
wants
the
to jam
equipment?
his sword. He probably wants to jam his sword. Yeah.
What happened with
Force of will.
Oh, he forced? Okay, I didn't see that happen. It's pretty quick.
There's a batter school now.
Yeah, if the batter skill comes in. I think that token says 3 on it, but I think it's just a germ. Okay, he's bumping it up. Equip my guy.
Pro blue and pro you.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
good.
I get it, because you is... That was good. I try not
That's a
to...
9-point swing. Take Josh to 5.
I try to never count
Put sword in.
death and taxes out of the game, because I've seen it do some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's it.
Josh just needed to draw.
I think
like
he drew
a swords. Or
He drew like a
something there.
batter skull, I think, right
Sword
there.
splasher.
And
Josh did.
Josh did at the very end. I think that was his last card. But if that true name wasn't a 5-power dude,
Oh yeah, with the sword
or
attached.
yeah, it's like a 7-power dude
Yeah.
effectively.
I think just Jordan getting a turn 2 true name is what really did it.
So he's gonna bring in this Council's Judgments.
He's looking at Rest in Pieces, looking at Gideon. I think Gideon's really good to bring in.
Is that a Zell's
I
Persecution?
don't think necessarily. I usually say Rest in Pieces are going to bring in against Grixis as like a one of. I don't think against 4-color Deathblade you want to. Jordan's going to be bringing in his own Gideon as well. He's looking at Meddling Mages. Unfortunately, a lot of the removal suite for Josh would get hosed with the Meddling Mage very easily. But I think Jordan's also might be running those too. So he's bringing in Containment Priest, which is really, really good against Aether Vial. Zealous Persecution is really good just in general. Gideon's House, because it's hard to deal with for Josh.
Yeah, just the amount of creatures.
I know Death and Taxes, well, sorry, not Death Taxes, like mono white Hate Bears. It's basically Death and Taxes. And Modern has been doing a lot better too.
Yeah,
now
I've
in the
heard
current
that.
Meta. I know that's I think what Josh is playing right now in Modern. And it seems like a really easy fit if you have the ports to just side into, Death and
Do you know
Taxes
what
and Legacy
those-
too.
Do you know what those invocations were? Is he boarding out Force of Wills?
Wait, were they invocations? I didn't see what they were.
I would consider boarding out. No, it looks like his forces are normal in there, still in there.
I think I'd keep forces in for like batter schools and stuff, but I think you really don't want to. I think that's like dazes and things like that are worth taking out. Because he's bringing in thought seizes too. Like,
The Leovold I would kind of consider taking out too.
no,
No?
Caracas, Russian Import, Wastelands, Swords, and Sword of Fire and Ice triggers. You draw cards off of all
Yeah,
of
I
those.
understand. But sometimes I think he's just going to be too hard to cast. Against a
But
deck
he's also-
with
he's
that
also-
amount of land
He's
hate.
also running Noble Hierarchs in Death Ray, so
Yeah,
Like-
yeah.
like you can get it turn 2 probably at least. I think it's fine. And it's a 3/3, which is as big, if not bigger, than most of Death and Taxes' board until there's some equipment on the field. I'd take the dazes out.
You gotta cut something though. The dazes I think are pretty bad. Like a lot of your counter spells I think aren't as great.
I don't know what invocation those are. I think they might be dazes. I
I
don't know.
think it's days.
Yeah, they look like dazes. It might be spell pierces too. Or not spell slingers. No, spell pierce. Yeah.
In the main, it's days. I bet. I'm gonna bring it up.
Oh, it's right on the side. It's the spell pierce.
It isn't.
Yeah. Wait, what? Which one's? Yeah, is it spell pierce? Yeah, that's 1 blue counter target spell. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Unless it's control phase 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
That didn't look like spell
No,
pierce.
that didn't
Look at
look like-
Force of Will. It's not Force of
It's
Will.
not
though.
Force.
No, I think it
Force-
stays.
I think it stays.
Yeah.
This.
There was one that had red though, like fiery, you know. I do like that one. All the little birds. It's kind of cool.
How was
I
that
really-
days?
He's staring at the birds.
He's dazed and confused in Las Vegas. That's
Yeah.
not the movie, is it?
It's very pretty. I like if you saw that, would you think that's days?
I would be dazed by looking at it. I'd be like, ooh, that's cool. I think
I think that's working
Okay,
backwards.
when have
I think looking at the art,
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
like
all right.
compare it to the old art of days.
Yeah, you're right.
That looks like
But
he's
at the
dazed.
same time, like, when has any of this ever? When have most of the Invocation artworks actually made any sense, though?
It should.
I like the Thoughtseize. Both the Thougeize. I just got my Thoughtseize assigned,
So there's a turn one.
and they're foil Theros. I know I'm not.
Turn one, mother.
You guys can go on and on about how I should get Lorwyn ones, but I'm not going to. But I really think I want
the
to
invocation for Thoughtseize
I,
isn't too bad.
I like it a lot. It's probably my favorite invocation out of all of them.
That is pretty cool. I'll bring it up.
And that actually looks like artwork of somebody like thiezing
Yes.
a sot.
Yeah, thiezing a sot.
Thiezing a sot. Yeah. That's what I said.
So I'm not commentating on the match. However, it looks like we're in turn 1 rather than turn 3.
This round.
No, turn.
Yeah, it looks like we're on turn,
Turn
one.
one. but
and
you're
that's
on turn 3.
That's what Wastelands do. It's so good. That mother got nuked. Ooh! Josh says I have a rebuttal, sir.
That Leopold isn't doing anything. I mean, so far.
If he
we'll
was
see.
able to untap once, he would have had it. Shut your mouth.
But that's the deck.
Thoughtseize. What do you take here? I think you take the
Sword.
sword. Yeah, definitely. Makes your Tarmogoyfs bigger that you're not playing. 'Cause
Woo!
who needs Tarmogoyfs when you have Trunium? Once you're playing Bug, I guess, then you're really wanting it. But Cavern. So you got a Flicker Wisp, which isn't going to do you a whole lot of good. Yeah, I think you just
Elemental.
jam it while you can and flicker your planes. It's not the best of turns.
Okay. So he
but-
can make a Leopold now.
Yeah. Which is just gonna get
Path.
Swords.
Or swords.
yeah. Maybe he's gonna Thoughtseize again. Yeah.
This does potentially open him up to.
Shoulda swords your mother and gave it pro white. Just kidding.
I guess.
What is he going to do? Kill it with his
bad.
no black open mana? Then you gotta at least use your spell.
Did we see what Josh drew? I think he might have drawn another land. So Jordan doesn't have any white at all, but he can cast his Leopold. And
Yeah.
honestly, you're racing so hard right now on Josh's side. Like you're way ahead in the racing game
Yeah.
currently as it is.
Leopold's just not that great in combat, in my opinion. He's not terrible, but
I don't care about Cavern. I have a Aether Vial.
yeah.
What is that?
Forge.
Oh, that's pretty big. That's relevant. That's actually a huge,
Yeah, now-
a huge swing for. I would have blocked in Prode, but he had one green open. Is it a Mirror Crusader? That is a Mirror Crusader.
So yeah, if he blocks the Leovold, he's gonna kill it. He's gonna get 2 counters on it and be able to wipe Josh's board, which is really good.
Huh.
That surprised me.
That I'm surprised he didn't do that either. Ooh, Josh, I don't know how that happened. I don't know why he scooped.
Oh, was it because Mom could protect?
Oh yeah, no damage would be dealt to the Mirror Crusader.
Yeah.
Duh. Yeah. Yeah, we're idiots. I'm sitting here thinking like he'll get counters. He won't get counters. We're bad.
We are bad.
Yeah.
I realized at first so slightly less bad.
And it's not even, and Mom doesn't even affect that either. It's actually just Mir Cusero himself because he's pro black and pro green. Which is 2 of the 3 colors. Duh. We just got so sucked into how that game was. That was sweet. That was a good game.
Yay, Leovold did nothing and I was right.
Okay, but like, I think given the opportunity between counter spells and a Leovold, they would pick Leovold.
Yeah.
And when they get their Palace Jailer,
is
they
that the
can't
only
draw
choice?
cards.
Yes.
I don't know, man. Chat, what do you think? Am I going to get beat up in the parking lot because I think that Leovold is worth playing over counter spells in this matchup, or counter spells better? Or make your case, Sean. What is better? What would you take out? I agree with you that it would be really hard on the mana base. I do agree, but he has Noble Hierarchs and Deathray Shamans.
Yeah. What card would be in over that? Or
yeah, like if you're like playing Dazes and Forces and stuff in the main board, like what do you?
The Dazes come out, but it looked like he had an abundance of cards to bring in, didn't he?
I didn't think he did. I thought he brought in the right things. I don't know. I don't know.
I ain't no expert. I don't know
I
their.
don't know either.
I don't know their sideboard well enough to be able to say exactly what card. I just
Ooh, that is a very.
I think it might be one of those
risky-
cards
very
that I was
risky
taking
keep
out.
on Josh's part. I think you're okay though, as long as he doesn't have a Wasteland, which he doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
Oh yeah, he does. I see it, the EMA one right there.
There's a Council's Judgment and a Mom on Josh's side that I saw.
Yeah, and 1 land. He only has a Cavern of Souls. Yeah, he's gonna
and
fetch
then-
it. Okay, I say I can't imagine that Josh would keep that unless he was really feeling lucky, and even then he probably still would ship it.
Just standing up.
Chad didn't want to jump in our argument. I think they're probably just ignoring us. I would too.
I wouldn't. I think I'm really smart.
Spelled with an E instead of an A. Yep. Smirt.
With a capital Art.
The capital SM4RT.
Yeah.
Smfort.
Smfort.
Smfort. Oh, look, an unbelievable.
Woo!
And he has almost the lands to cast it. But Josh has got a pretty good grip, it looks like.
Sarah.
And he has the Orzhov Pontiff. So
And a Wasteland. 2 Wasteland.
2 Wasteland. Bam, get you. Yep. Now that Leovold's really bad.
It always has been.
Never doubted it.
Support.
Smart for Josh. Don't lead off with a Cavern because the Cavern could get Wastelanded. That's a daze. Oh, look
That's
how pretty,
definitely a
Look
daze.
how pretty that daze is. It's leaving me dazed. Oh, it's Fear and Loathing. I always get that movie Dazed and Confused and Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for whatever reason. There's this guy that I used to work with who'd talk about both those movies all the time, and I would, for whatever reason, my dyslexic memory or something would swap them, and so I'd always get the names mixed up. That's why I keep saying. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Dazed and Confused?
Neither of them.
Fair enough. I haven't seen Fear
I
and
think
Loathing,
I
but I've
think
seen
Fear and
Dazed
Loathing.
Confused.
The only thing
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
of it is the Google.
Port. Tap that down. Do it. Tap it.
What is it? Google DeepMind. They analyzed like a whole scene. It was really weird. It kept on like seeing dogs and stuff like pop up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was weird.
Interesting. It seems like something he would do. I think he can cast that now. Yeah, he can definitely cast that now. Then 1, 2. This is the 3rd turn. Oh, he can cast it. He just can't attack with it.
No, it's the cast.
Is it cast? Oh, doesn't matter. He's gonna gain 3 life anyway. Which feels kind of bad, but I think you don't care. Yeah, just do that recruiter thing.
Ooh, Recruiter is very good here. I feel like.
I need to watch Fear and Loathing. I need to read the book too. I want to read the book and then go watch it because I heard that it's very interesting. And that same coworker of mine went went everywhere they went in the movie. You know, he went and did that in real life. And
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
yeah, Palace Jailer. I just said that Leovold is really good against Palace Jailer. Look what he goes and grabs. Palace Jailer. Arguments shall be made, sir.
We'll see.
The Rum Diaries? Huh, I'll have to check out the Rum Diaries. If you like movies like that, you should watch SLC Punk. I'm just saying.
Yes.
That movie's fantastic. I'm also biased because we live in Salt Lake City, the greater Salt Lake City area in Utah, so.
And then they made a second one, and you just
There's Leovold.
don't
Nope.
watch that one.
He doesn't have black.
Oh.
There's a true name, though. Don't watch which one? Oh,
SLC Punk 2.
I didn't know there was a second one. Somebody
Yeah.
told me there was.
Don't.
Pontiff doing some work. Yeah, dude, SLC Punk is legit. Well, SLC Punk came out, what, like 898? When did... Google it. We got a Google right here.
Nope.
Google it.
Busy.
Oh, alright, you can pull that up. I'm going to Google it. I'm Googling it.
Go for it.
Yeah, don't watch the second one. I did, and I hate it.
It's not... Yeah, I don't feel like you should watch the second of a lot of movies.
He beat you to it.
1998.
98. Yeah, I was right. I did say 98. I said 98 before too. Yeah, I was 8 years old when that movie came out. I was almost a baby. Almost a baby. That movie is fantastic. I really do like that movie. You know what, Bob? You are Jesus.
And Monarch is such a weird
It really
mechanic.
makes you think, doesn't it, Bob? Think about what? You're wrong effing major, Bob. Wrong major.
I walk by there almost every day when I'm on campus, and I love that. Oh, I just love it. Anyway, so Josh is really pretty far ahead right here. The only issue is that Jordan does have the Zealous Persecution, which I believe doesn't kill Palace Jailer. Do you want to look at Palace Jailer?
Palace Jailer's
Oh,
a
you're
2-2.
14. Okay, so yeah, you're not too much older than me.
What? It's a 2-2?
But yeah, that movie's fantastic. I think it's a 2-2. Yeah.
It's definitely a 2-2.
I've been actually listening to a lot of Misfits this week, and Rancid,
Rancid's good.
and Bad Religion. I like Rancid. Swords that guy. He is stun B swords. He's actually really good against show and tell too, Palace Jailer, because he's
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like kind of like the Oblivion Ring, but also you're gonna draw a crap ton of cards because of it. So this is Jordan setting up, I think, right now for the Zealous Persecution play, if he can find a black source, which he does not. He found a Tropical Island, but he has a Better School, which is still really good on this board. I think that Josh has a path or something for it though. He has his own Batter School.
I don't think he has anything else, though.
He's
right?
got a sword, which I don't think you want to do at all. I think you just jam Batter School.
Yeah, that seems
Wait, what
good.
did he just put something in the graveyard?
Caracas.
Why did he put Caracas in the graveyard?
Because he played another Caracas.
Oh, so you tapped the Caracas for mana, played 4, and then so he kept the planes up. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I think at this point in the game too, you don't really care too much. So, and also Josh has the Monarchs. He's been drawing a crap ton of cards, which is really relevant too. So he's gonna gain 4 and probably effectively lose 4.
No.
The Batter School's gonna attack.
No, you block it. He's got Monarch.
Oh yeah, you have to. You would want to block it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
throw your 1/1 in front of it, like, just fast.
I think he took it.
Did Jordan draw his card?
I don't think so. Wait, let me. Ooh, sorry.
All good. Let's just do that.
Just move it.
Yeah.
So what is this? Flicker Wisp your token?
Yep.
Oh, he.
Oh, the Better School.
Okay.
No, it was the token. Okay.
I was like, what?
Unfortunately, that's the thing is I can't Do I just go tell them and remind them that, hey, by the way, it's already been it's already lapsed anyway? So do I just remind them that there is a monarch thing they have to deal with?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, has Josh been drawing his cards? I feel like he should have like 7 in his hand, but maybe not.
I don't know, but I like the Burger King crown idea.
Yeah, because that would not be a fault of Josh. That would be a fault of Jordan not taking it.
Oh, okay.
Does that make sense?
No, I'm not a judge.
I'm pretty sure that it would be Jordan. It's because you're right. It's because they don't have a Burger King crown. I don't think it's gonna matter. Jordan was like, "Oh yeah, I did make contact, didn't I?" And I was like, "Yeah, but."
But neither of you remembered. Or...
Yeah, I was like, and I told him like, by the way, it's already lapsed. Just remember that you guys do have that.
And
well, and Monarch did switch because Josh didn't, swordsing the batter school anyway, and then attacking and getting it back, which is why I'm saying, like, I just needed to remind them that it is a thing that they need to do. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But luckily it's at the end of turn, so even if Josh, Josh is still okay. And maybe I didn't need to remind them, but the problem is because they don't have something on the board, like... I know. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have said anything in hindsight, but...
It's just one of those weird things.
It's just one of those weird things. And it is a mistrigger. I went and talked to them. That's something that a judge would have gone and done, like, in that context, right? I don't know. Whatever.
I'm just confused why he didn't just block with the Flicker Wisp that's giant.
Well, I think the Flicker Wisp wasn't giant at that point.
No, he just attacked with Jordan just attacked with his batter skull, and he was like, okay, I'm gonna block it with my 1/1 instead of blocking it with his Flicker Wisp. It's just massive.
Just in case, probably there's, I don't know.
Of a lightning bolt?
I don't know.
I guess Zealous Persecution?
He's so ahead on card advantage, I don't think that he really cares.
And life.
And board state.
Yeah, he's at
Board
41.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to matter. I didn't even know that there was a third D20 out there. Let's just put it that way.
There's another one. We're not using any of the other tables, so there's...
Can't block its flying?
Shooting it down?
What? Oh, he attacked, and then Josh blocked.
Yeah, now that it's
which
giant.
you have to do in Jordan's case because he does have a what is that guy? That 3/1 guy right there. What's his name?
True name?
He does have that guy which can't block the Flicker Wisp anyway because it's pro blue because of the Sophie.
The Sophie stick?
But he does get to reveal it. And I think you're fine not swordsing it because you're on such a high clock right now. It's 3, 4, 5, 9 damage. That's lethal right there. That is a lethal attack. I would have, in Jordan's case, probably targeted himself. Couldn't find Black Source.
Wah wah.
Yeah, I think I would have targeted myself to try to maybe see if I could find, like, a Swords to Plowshare or something for it. But there was a Mother Runes anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So Josh didn't get it 2-1. That was a very intriguing game. That was a very, very close game.
Yeah.
Well, not that last one, but just rounds in general.
I like grindy games like that, where, like, there's actual combat and the little creatures out instead of just our game 2. It was just Reanimator against Reanimator.
That was actually a really
it was good for a Reanimator
it was
game.
good for a Reanimator mirror match. Yeah.
I like the deck. I just don't like the mirror.
Usually the mirror is really boring to watch because somebody reanimates something and kills the other person with it.
Yeah.
But those games, if you were just joining the stream and missed them, this gets posted on YouTube and you can always just watch it on the Twitch.
The Twitch
stream
VODs?
itself. Yep, Twitch VODs. Like, it was a really interesting, good game. It was a really good game. Good set of games. So.
Yeah, like when people were debating like, oh well, I can't just throw my guy in my graveyard. I have to like disrupt their hand. Like, do I just block the Grizzlebrand here, or do I block the Angel? Like,
Yeah.
that was cool.
Yeah, and then just like all of the reanimating play, and
But then the other games were just
and the fairy
I
macabre.
have an Iona. All right.
That was game 1. yeah. They were good games though. Well, that is it for us tonight. That was our 3 rounds. Showing off their sideboards. We can officially look and see what he took out. So he took out Jace for Gideon, which I feel like is better. Took out Force of Wills. A Sword of Fire and Ice. I don't think I would have taken Sword of Fire and Ice out because it's just so good against shooting guys and days.
I like pretty much all the cards that he brought in.
Yeah.
It's the cards that he brought out. I think like
I would have kept the swords in.
yeah. Over
And so
Leovold.
maybe take Leovold out for the swords. Yeah, I'm agreeing. I'm conceding to that point. It's hard to do, like, you know what I mean? Especially with True Name. That's what won him game 1 was the True Name with the Sophie, so.
Yeah. And there's just enough small guys that you can just machine gun them down.
Exactly. Well, anything else?
Nope, I'm just kind of resetting the stream.
Okay.
But goodbye. We do.
Yeah, we've got streams going on Tuesdays. They start at 7. We usually do Legacy. I think there are 3 or 4 rounds depending on the players that we have. And then Fridays, every Friday at 7:30 Mountain Standard Time. We do streams here as well, and then we do a judge podcast or judge cast on
Wednesday.
A judge stream. So yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a wonderful weekend.
See you guys.
We're gonna enjoy the hot 100-degree weather.
Woo! Bye.